comfort cat child. Am I a child? I'm just a boy. He's just a boy. Hey, just you leave him alone. He's just a boy. Hello, Aven B. How are ye? Yees. Gee. What? Huh? Huh? Quack, 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 quack. What does that mean? I don't understand. Quack, quack. I'm just having fun with sounds, babies. Oh, oh, oh! Oh, you're gonna pick up the snake! I'm so excited. Oh my goodness. It's gonna be so cute. I've never owned an exotic pet like that. Just cats and dogs for this Catboy. Is it a crime if a Catboy, like, has a pet cat? Is that, like, am I gonna get arrested if I do that? Am I gonna, Icy Soul, I love you. Maybe, uh-oh. Oh no. Oh my god. Did you know that it's time? Almost in 1 second. Oh! Star draw that cozy picture? There's a very good chance. I didn't see which picture it was. Hello! Happy Wednesday. Icy Soul, 18 months. Comfortable feline male. I hope to be here for longer. Happy 18 months. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Icy Soul. That's so crescent fresh of you. You know what I mean? I don't think I'm looking straight on, maybe. There we go. Yeah. It's Wednesday, my dudes. Crescent fresh. It's a definitely hip term to that all the kids are using. It's all the rage. It's definitely not some old nonsense that is from a TV show from like 20 years ago. No, it's new. Silky, no. Hello. Wait, hold on. Let me ponder this name. Hold on. Suyoe Kuma? Hello. How are you? Judges, but the judge is in the court case. Not you can't be the judge. There's already a judge, Icy Soul. Yo, all right, check it out. I'm riding off the high of this Nintendo Direct. It was just such a good one. Objection! I call you Sue, like Froppy, like Sue. Hell yeah, I like that. Hello. That Nintendo Direct, I'm so excited about Mario RPG. I can't express to you how excited I am for that remake. Oh my god. Oh my god. And all the other Mario stuff, and then today we're gonna play. Oh, objection! There you go. You want me? We're gonna. Yeah, they're remaking Super Mario RPG for the Super Nintendo. Lambo, hello. And they announced that in the Nintendo Direct pretty early on, and then the rest of the Direct had so much Mario news. I'm very excited about it. I am also very excited about Ace Attorney because after 2 years, we have caught up to the part of the game that I stopped playing on 2 years ago. So everything in the game up to this point is going to be brand new for me, finally. Oh, mamma mia. The Super Mario RPG is one of my favorite games of all time. I love it dearly. I'm shocked they did it because it was like Originally, it was, before Square Enix was Square Enix, it was Squaresoft and Nintendo joined forces to make the Mario game. So I assume there was some, like, licensing issues or, like, whatever, you know what I mean? But they overcame it, baby. They did it. They did it. Oh, my God. All right, let's load up the game. I can't load this game up prematurely or else my computer explodes. It's a very strange problem. But here I go, babies. Shoot! All right, let's set up the game capture. The great days of Yes, I would love an autosave. Thank you. Thank you for the autosave. I hope you're all having a lovely Wednesday. I'm so spirits are high, baby. Let me tell you. Continue. All right, let's go here. Let's turn off YouTube music at the stat. I'd like to call attention to the guilty party, and then the defense is just like, me, and then it's like, I rest my case. All right, there might be immediately a cutscene. I'm not sure yet. Let's see. Yeah. Episode 4! The Adventure of the Clouded Kokoro. I don't know what that is.
I begin to think, Wilson, said Sholmes, turning his head languidly in my direction.
Don't do things so languidly.
That there is more to this case than that which we have observed. Indeed, that there may be another part to this story that we are yet to discover. His eyes wandered, following the steam rising from his cup of herbal tea, leading him to the distant memory of that snowy evening.
Is that a butterfly?
To the young lady
no, it's a knife
on the pavement along Briar Road, and to the knife in her back.
Oh, sorry with the
Yet in
resub.
The soft glow of gas lamps, a most extraordinary scene had been set.
That is not a
and under the
butterfly at
cover
all.
of a light fog, the curtain had risen silently on the insoluble mystery of our invisible killer.
Oh my goodness. Hell yeah. You nailed your job interview. Yo, hell yeah. I'm excited for that. Oh, excuse me. I play a game and the name of the character. Well, Sherlock Holmes is the name of the regular version. This is a copyright-free version. But it's just how it is. So last we left off, we weren't able to properly solve all the pieces of the case. Our client, Mr. McGilded, I forget his first name. Tama, hello, how are you? Was given a not guilty verdict, but we think he probably did it, actually. But we don't know all the details. And then also, the carriage, the little omnibus was lit on fire, and somebody seemed to be inside. So we don't know if they died or what happened. All right. So this looks like it's the next day, probably. Did you sleep last night, Mr. Naruhodo? No, not at all. It was an enormous hotel, wasn't it? The rooms were so luxurious! I felt like we were staying in a palace. With all the gaslights twinkling, it was brighter than day, even in the middle of the night. What about the enormous beds? After my time on the SS Burya, I wasn't going to waste a single inch of that space. He was trapped in the closet. No pun intended. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, well, so it's not an A. Well, it is also an AU because he's like all steampunk anyway. But like, I get, and so the copyright laws in Japan work differently than in America. So they just named him Sherlock Holmes in the Japanese version of the game. And then the running theory is that this game took so long to come to America because they couldn't get the rights to Sherlock Holmes. So they just renamed him to Sherlock Holmes, and that's good enough. That's good enough. Spent the entire night rolling from one side of the mattress to the other. Oh yes, it really was the sort of night you can only dream of normally. Except, when I learned that we owed £3 for the rooms, that dream quickly turned into a nightmare. Oops, sorry about that. The building was so impressive and the entrance so inviting, I just wandered in without thinking. in a lodging house in Japan, that sum of money would put a roof over your head for a whole year. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't help my tears when we were presented with the bill. She's crying. I really am sorry. Excuse me. Well, never mind! We must find some more affordable lodging straight away, though. If we're not careful, our entire stipend will be used up in 10 days or less. London is a scary place.
Good morning to you at this early hour.
It's like 10 a.m.
I do that.
Oh, yes, we were, well. Good morning to you, Lord Chief Justice. We have come to report on the outcome of the trial at the Old Bailey yesterday. Sato-san is amazing. She doesn't bat an eyelid, even in the presence of the imposing Lord Strongheart.
Yes, I believe you had very comprehensive initiation into British courtroom practices.
Oh, yes, it was very eye-opening, thank you. And, in accordance to your instructions, Lord Strongheart, Mr. Naruhodo performed his duty to the end.
Yes, I've already been apprised of events.
Hello!
You conducted a remarkable defense. You may consider the test passed.
I see, Saul! Hello, welcome to my stream. For the first time, it's the first time. Oh.
No longer are you a student from the Empire of Japan. You may henceforth claim to be a fully fledged lawyer, and the birds say so too.
Yo, I'm sad you missed the last Ace Attorney stream too, because the vampire lawyer was doing some spicy stuff. And I was like, I literally said, B is missing this. It's the blank stare for me. He's got white eyes and white hair.
My country is delighted to welcome young talent from such a remote eastern island.
I'm all snuffly. Thank you so much. So I'm a lawyer now.
Now, in view of your new appointment, I have a fresh case in mind for you. I'd like you to take it on at once. I trust that won't be a problem.
Another case already? I'll watch the VOD. Hell yeah, it's on the those. The YouTube channel, baby.
Nothing trains a lawyer better than practical experience. I'm sure I don't sense dissatisfaction, do I?
It's just that yesterday's trial ended, unusually. I haven't quite come to terms with it.
What's to come to terms with? The man was cleared. What more were you hoping for?
Bonk.
Culpability of the defendant is not, at the present time, been established by this court. Consequently, the jury will not be required to proffer judgment.
Well, Lord Van Zeeks, it's been a pleasure, so it has. And as for you, my dear fella, I couldn't have asked for a better defense. But he, like, definitely did it, or did something. That's not the laugh of an innocent man. Camping? Ooh, that's fun. I just can't help wondering if Mr. McGilded really was innocent. Mr. Naruhodo! It's just that I never managed to ascertain the truth. And then, the trial ended.
Well, you needn't let it trouble you for a second longer.
Sorry? What do you mean, Lord Strongheart?
Magnus McGilded passed away immediately following the trial.
It was him in the thing? No! What? Mr. McGilded is dead? The birds.
I have 19 minutes and 41 seconds until my next engagement. Time enough to talk.
He's so timely. Let's talk about his death. He died. Who killed him? I don't understand. What happened? How could he be dead?
After the trial concluded yesterday, there was a great commotion in the Old Bailey. As you'll presumably recall, an omnibus had been wheeled into the courtroom.
Yes, of course. That was the scene of the crime, which Mr. McGilded had been accused of. So many twists.
Precisely. Well, while the bailiff's attention was diverted by some other matter, the omnibus went up in flames.
No. How could such a thing have happened?
That is being investigated as we speak, but already, the
police have identified a corpse found inside the charred shell of the carriage as that of Mr. McGilden. That's awful. The man must have slipped inside whilst the bailiff's attention was elsewhere. That bailiff really needs to pay more attention. How could that have happened?
That is also being investigated as we speak.
Thinking back now, immediately after the trial, Mr. McGilden did mention going back into the courtroom to look at the omnibus. Ah! Thank you. Well, I must be making tracks now. It's time for the inspection. Sorry, what inspection? They're going to examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. I asked if I could be present for it myself. Inspection of the omnibus.
An inspection of the omnibus? Not to my knowledge. I don't believe Scotland Yard had any intention of re-examining the carriage.
But then who was Mr. McGilden talking about?
Never mind that now. The Yard is making a thorough investigation.
Well, hello, how are you?
This matter is no longer any concern of yours. Leave it to the police.
Poor Mr. McGilden. I think my favorite part of this game is just that it's one big story, kinda. It's like individual case, like the other Ace Attorney games, the Phoenix Wright games. A lot of times it's like there's a case or two that's like the filler cases. You know, it's like, hey, this is fun, but like this is just some case on the circus, and it doesn't like matter. My ears wiggle. Be just like that. Boop, boop, boop. I'm doing great, well. I'm excited about the Nintendo Direct. Oh, that new Mario game. You better believe I'm probably going to stream that. Or at least purchase it. I don't know. All right, British Court.
Boom. So, how do you find your first taste of our country's Supreme Court?
Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, it was... Wow. Mr. Darhoda means that the whole experience was steeped in this solemnity of Great Britain's long history. What a sentence I just said. It's really a world apart from our own judicial system in Japan, which is only a few short decades old.
Couldn't stop laughing when Mario turned into an elephant. He was like...
Wow, Susato-san has such a way with words. And you seem to have a way with failing to find the right ones.
The judicial system here is the most advanced in the world. Learn all you can.
I just really love the style of it. Like the fact that they're like a quarter turned in the forward direction instead of just like sideways, you know what I mean? The most advanced in the world, is it?
It was fortunate that your very first trial was a simple affair.
Simple? That was simple?
As I believe I mentioned yesterday, it was the trial you couldn't lose.
Yeah, the Super Mario RPG remake is my favorite thing so far. I don't mean to be contrary, Lord Strongheart, but the case was anything but simple. The circumstances of the case were so incriminating, I was stunned when I first heard them. In fact, I'm still finding it hard to believe that we managed to get a favorable verdict. Is something funny? You what, mate?
No, my apologies. However, the fact is that you did receive the not guilty verdict you set out to achieve. And that can only be attributed to exceptional talent, wouldn't you agree?
Well, I don't know about that.
Hold on one sec.
Hell yeah.
Well, never mind. You exceeded my expectations, I freely admit. That much, at least, is the undeniable truth. Which is precisely why I prepared a new case for you that I mentioned before.
What's going on? What was he gonna say before? He did say not the thing he was gonna... He did say not say... Could you perhaps give us some more details about the new case you mentioned? Don't tell me it's a murder and the trial starts in 10 minutes.
Don't worry, it's nothing so alarming or quite so urgent as your last assignment.
Oh.
In fact, this case is completely different.
Oh, I see. Did he just read my mind?
That is to say, no one has died as yet. And the trial will not be today. There is plenty of time to research the case thoroughly. We get to research the case. Finally. 23 hours, 43 minutes, and 19 seconds to be precise. So the trial's tomorrow then.
Is everything all right? Oh, yes. I'm just a little confused is all. Yesterday's trial was... Well, it's left me wondering if I'm really cut out for being a lawyer. Oh, Mr. Naruhodo. I don't know if I could face standing in that courtroom after Mr. McGilded's trial.
Ah, yes, I nearly forgot. There is one similarity with yesterday's case. Once again, there is currently no one to advocate for the defense.
Oh.
If the situation remains unchanged, the trial will start tomorrow with the defendant unrepresented. And if that happens, I need not remind you of the inevitable outcome.
The most terrible end awaits the defendant.
What have you been thinking, Icy Soul? Yes, that's right.
Ah, here we go again.
Your time is up. You will have to excuse me. I would advise you to begin making preparations for tomorrow's trial. After all, the clock is ever ticking. How could we forget? Now there is now but 23 hours, 26 minutes, and 39 seconds until the court sits.
Last time he mentioned the 23 hours, he said there was plenty of time.
And one more thing, Mr. Naruhodo. There is something I should like to ask you.
Oh, what's that?
Yesterday, you remarked upon something. That you intend to see through the will of your late compatriot, Mr. Asuki. I would be interested to hear by what exactly you mean by that. Inside 34 seconds.
Oh, well, Kazuma used to always say that he wanted to learn how the greatest justice system in the world worked so he could change ours in Japan. Now that he's gone, I'd like to work towards that myself, and there's another thing. Oh!
Another thing? Continue.
On the way here, on the steamship, he said something to me. There's something very important that I have to do.
Something very important, and what exactly would that be?
He never had a chance to tell me. I suppose he would have done.
You're out of time. Well, thank you for the enlightening discussion.
Naruhodo, what's all this about? What's all that, then? Mr. Asuki never once mentioned anything of the sort to me.
Well, you weren't his best friend. You weren't his very best friend. Jumping spiders. Yeah, I've seen them. They do be jumping. I urge you both to focus your attentions on the matter at hand.
Oh, hello there.
I've taken the liberty of summoning the police inspector in charge of the case. His name is definitely Gumshoe or something. He'll be able to apprise you of the details.
How long has he been there? Is he holding like a bag of french fries? What's going on there?
So I wish you the best of luck and bid you farewell. You want one?
That's crazy. There's something very important I have to do. Kazuma-sama, what did you mean? Right. I wish I knew, but honestly, you never told me. Anyway, we'd better talk to the detective, don't you think? Yes, you're right. I hope I'm just imagining it, but I wouldn't say he looks pleased to see us at all.
Is that really... What can I examine? Man, these gears, baby. I don't care about examining the room. I'm gonna be honest. Let's converse. Oh. Wait. Wait a minute. Okay. Hello. What about him? What if I... Oh! It is! It's like... potatoes or something. Oh! Kick it up.
Oh, he's very silly looking. Could we trouble you?
What do you think?
What is this? I don't know what this guy's voice is going to be just yet. Weirdo boy, hello, how are you? Lovely weather, isn't it?
What's the weather got to do with anything?
Ah!
Listen to me, you young Japanese upstart. Some frippery about the weather doesn't get every English gent eaten out of your hand, you know?
Ah, but Sato-san told me it was foolproof.
I'm a busy man, a very busy man. There's a crime scene to investigate, but I'm here having to give the likes of you a talking to.
Oh, I'm ever so sorry.
Can you imagine what the other officers there will be saying? Haven't seen Gregson anywhere, have you? No, he's too busy with his bigwigs these days. All because of some bumpkins who've here on a jaunt from a country I've never even heard of. Hear that ripping sound? That's my reputation at the yard going to tatters.
There's no reason to rip us apart as well. I don't believe we've been introduced. This is Mr. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, a defense lawyer.
Eh?
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant.
Eh?
It's lovely weather we're having today, isn't it?
Oh, don't tell me. Is he gonna have a crush on her?
I think so.
It's unseasonably fine, I grant you. London winters don't see a lot of sunshine.
Unbelievable. How did she pull that off?
So, Long Strongheart has asked me to fill you in on the case. The name's Tobias Gregson. Inspector Gregson to you. I'm from Scotland Yard.
Gregson? Inspector Gregson? What's the matter with Sato-san?
Does this detective's name mean something to her? He's got a very tubular-shaped head, no chin. That's like an inverted chin. I assume he's Scottish. Well, Scotland Yard is just like where the police are. That's just like in England what they call the big police station back in the day, or maybe still now, I don't know.
Inspector, are you perhaps the Inspector Gregson? You're acting like you know this man, Mrs. Sato. But he's a London detective. Oh, I do know him very well, in fact.
Very well?
Yes, he features prominently in the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, in that publication. What's it called again? Rance Magazine?
That's right! Inspector Gregson and Mr. Sholmes enjoy a wonderful friendly rivalry.
Hey, Kron, hello, how are you? Really? You rival the great Mr. Sholmes? That's incredible. Oh, well, I don't know about that. Mr. Sholmes isn't a professional like myself, of course, but he does come up with the goods from time to time.
Mr. Sholmes is equally complimentary about you, Inspector, isn't he?
There we do. How could I rival the Sholmes? Yo. Maybe just with my special eyes.
Wow! You're in his highest praise. Gregson is the pick of the bad lot.
Wait.
Gregson is the pick of a bad lot of all the Scotland Yarders. Those were his own words.
That's his highest praise?
Well, Mr. Sholmes isn't particularly known for giving compliments, you see.
That he is not, and thanks to that magazine, my name's known all over London now. London town now.
That's great, isn't it?
I have to admit that to start with, I was a little, well, flattered by all the attention. Everyone wanted to shake my hand, and my reputation at the yard went through the roof.
Madman!
Hello and welcome. If you are new to stream, I would love to ask a few questions of you. Your favorite food, your favorite cute thing, and your pronouns, if you want to share that with us. Hello. How are you? Well, that's wonderful. No, it is not. There's nothing more sinister than the man on the street. People are always looking at me now. They're whispering rumors about me under their breath, I'm sure.
Rumors? Are you quite sure?
He's changed since he started appearing. Whoa! A raid from JB. Oh my goodness. They were playing special events, my favorite video game. Hello, how are you? Welcome, Raiders. My name is Comfy Catboy, and I'm gonna look right at you if at all possible. Hold on. Here we go. Yeah. How is your stream? Welcome. I feel like I'm... There we go. Yeah. If you guys want to listen, Raiders, I want to know if you guys would like to introduce yourself from the cafe. I would love to know a few things about you. Your favorite food, your favorite cute thing, and your pronouns. And if you guys were like, hey, what might Comfy Catboy's pronouns be? Well, let me show you. Did you catch that? Should I do it again? Cafe raid. I was in a cafe once.
Well, I get it. I get that joke. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Hell yeah. You forgot about that. Good. It's ever surprising. We are playing Ace Attorney, the Ace Attorney Chronicles. I do all the voices to varying degrees of capability. Because see all the pronouns in the smoke and the fire. Oh, my God. Azrael, hello. All right, this is Gregson. He's British, and I'm going to do my best British. Here we go. He's changed since he started appearing in those stories. The fame's gone to his head, stuff like that.
Gosh, do you really think people are saying such mean-spirited things about you?
Like I said, they whisper, so I can't catch exactly what they're saying, but I know what folk are like. I'm sure that's what they're saying. As sure as eggs is eggs.
Mega Nerd 20, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Mew crew.
I get the feeling this detective could be very hard work. Oh dear, perhaps a sudden rise to fame does change people.
The case.
Woo-hoo.
So, about the case that Lord Chief Justice mentioned before. We're at the very start of a new case, so, you guys are coming in at a good time. We don't know any of the information yet, except that I guess there was a murder. I'm not sure even about that. The case that he mentioned before.
His french fries away. Nothing to tell, really. As far as we're concerned, at the yard, it couldn't be simpler.
Oh dear, that probably means that as far as we're concerned as lawyers, it couldn't be more complicated.
I wish you were wrong about that, but I have a nasty feeling you're right.
A young woman was walking around the pavement on Briar Road when she was stabbed from behind. Fortunately, it wasn't fatal, but she's still laid up in the hospital unconscious.
That's despicable! What sort of coward would attack the poor woman from behind?
Suppose you would have finished whoever it was off with the Susato takedown, wouldn't you?
That is neither here nor there, Mr. Naruto.
Brace yourself, Rinosuke. You've angered her now. Don't get flipped.
Anyway, after something of a whirlwind investigation, the criminal was arrested. He barely had time for a cup of tea after the incident took place, to be honest.
So there must have been something left at the scene that led you directly to the culprit.
Or perhaps a reliable witness who recognized the person in question?
Let me stop you right there. We didn't have any of that crap. We just guessed. We threw a dart, and it landed on someone's foot. And then we arrested him.
Sorry?
There's nothing you can do. There's no way to help this bloke now.
Why ever not?
Simple. The prosecutor that's been assigned to the trial tomorrow is Lord Baron von Zeeks.
No.
Sounds like you've heard of him, then.
Oh yes, we are very familiar with Lord von Zeeks. Believed to be the harbinger of death itself.
The Reaper of the Bailey. Yeah, I just beat him in a case yesterday, though, so it's fine. No big deal.
The Baron von Zeeks, who we faced in court only yesterday.
The Vampireman!
Mr. McGilden told us about him before the trial, didn't he?
There he is!
When Van Zeeks stands for the prosecution, they call the accused as sacrificial lambs.
Oh!
And in every single trial in which he's been the prosecutor, the accused has been damned!
Yep, he knows what's up. The Reaper of the Bailey nickname. I suppose he's earned it because... Earned it? Earned? He's earned it because every defendant he advocates against is found guilty. Is that it?
Well, if that's the case, we should inform you, Inspector. And in yesterday's trial events, Lord Van Zeeks, Mr. Naruto secured a verdict of not guilty!
Ha! What of it?
Oh, well, I think that means that even against the Reaper of the Bailey, it's not impossible to save the defendant.
No, you really don't have a clue, do you?
What do you mean?
What happened to that bloke in the end, eh? He's dead.
Ah,
Magnus McGilden came a cropper in that omnibus when it went up in flames. Came a cropper. So you can't rightfully say you saved the defendant, can you?
Well, what are you saying?
me! Oh my god. That's it. You're just looking up all the blood. It's fine. Because he's a vampire, you see.
Look, if Van Zeeks can get the dirt and stick on everyone, he'd be a miracle worker. But that's not how it goes. He doesn't work miracles, he works magic. Black magic. I'd have a good long think about that if I were you.
Are we really supposed to believe that?
I want whatever he has. I'm hungry for it. Right, well, I've filled you in as requested, and I'm nearly out of chips. So I'll be heading back to the crime scene now. We're still carrying out a few investigations there.
It was Briar Road, you said, didn't you? Where the incident took place.
That's correct, ma'am. And if you head over to the holding cells, you can meet with the criminal himself.
You branded him a criminal already?
He's as good as. Shaking like a leaf in his cell he is. It'll give you a chuckle if nothing else. He's inmate 53. Speak to the jailer and he'll show you the way.
Inmate 53, thank you.
Does he look like a hairy thumb? He kind of is a hairy thumb. A little bit. Just asking for his wine. Yeah, it's definitely wine and not blood.
There's no helping anyone against the Reaper of the Bailey, as they say.
Something troubling you, Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh, Pseudo Magpie, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Mew crew. Did you bring me a nice, a shiny thing? That's what magpies do, right? Where's my shiny thing? Where is it? I'm just kidding. Hello.
To tell the truth, when I recall the trial yesterday, I can't stop myself from shaking. The idea of facing the Reaper in the court again is...
I stole it from you. I don't have any shiny things. Because you took them.
Well, if it's too much for you, there's no shame in turning the case down. That takes courage, too.
A mushroom?
But if the man they've arrested is innocent, you could well imagine he would be shaking like a leaf in his cell. And I, for one, wouldn't stand the sight of that funny.
So,
if I'm honest, I'm still reeling from the shock of yesterday's events myself. And I'm really not sure if I'll be able to help this man, whoever he is. But I'd like to try, so I think I'm going to make some inquiries. Will you help?
did you really think you had to ask?
You're adorable and I love you. What do you mean? Thank you, though. What did I do?
After all, I am your judicial assistant!
Thank you. So then, shall we?
Yes! Let's go!
Get the fuck out of here. Let's go to the prison first. I want to talk to this man.
So these are the British prison cells.
Oh, they're ghastly. It feels just like a dungeon.
Yes, and having experienced it in Japan myself, I can assure you that our wooded cells feel a lot cozier than these cold stone walls.
Oh, don't, Mr. Naruhodo. You're making it seem worse.
Apparently our client is in this cell here. But it's so dark in the back in there, I can't make him out. I wonder what he's like.
Inmate 53, your legal representative is here to see you. Stop hiding at the back of the cell and show your face at once.
Am I a cat as yet with no name? Who is this? Calling me by a number. It's utterly, unbelievably, unjustably unreasonable. I refuse to answer.
Mr. Naruhodo, what? What do you think is going on here?
I have no idea, but I wasn't just hearing things, was I? That tirade of complaints was in Japanese. Oh.
Hello. Well, you look very interesting. Going on with those eyebrows?
Excuse me, but who?
Shh, quiet. They're all around, hiding. I know they are. They're watching, listening even now. I can sense it.
Right, so, I could ask you who exactly...
There you are, you've come to curse me, haven't you? Don't try to hide it, you're a ghost.
A ghost?
We mean you a harm prisoner, son. Are you Japanese by any chance?
This is beyond my wildest dreams. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. I think that I'm gonna like this character. Forgive me for that outburst before. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's fine. We were just a little surprised, is all.
Relative of All Might? Maybe. Imagine it! It's been 12 long months since I left my hometown, and here I am, in a frightful mix in a foreign land. So hearing the sweet, sentimental tones of a compatriot's voice here in this damp, dark hellhole was a most monumentally moving moment! Come on.
Who would have guessed that this new client Lord Stargard assigned to us would turn out to be a fellow Japanese?
Ah, what compassion my fellow countrymen show to dispatch a first-class lawyer all the way from Japan to defend a mere foreign student. Noble, nurturing, never-failing Nippon!
A first-class lawyer? Oh dear, I think there's been something of a misunderstanding here. I wonder, would you be so kind as to tell us what's happened? Why you've been detained as a suspect, for example.
Yes, I can, I will. You shan't stay sullen and silent! What is wrong with him? 2 animes at the same time? Which are they?
I'm not sure I understand what he means, but he sure seems happy. Yes, he does. I just hope he actually has a good reason to be. Thank you for your cooperation. I am a lawyer, as you said. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. And I am Naruhodo-san's judicial assistant, Sasato Mikotoba.
I am a visiting student sent here by our government. Notably, notoriously named Natsume! Sosuke Natsume. Study case of Venatus in Tokyo. Tokyo Revengers is really good. I don't remember I feel like I heard about that first one. What is that? What is the plot of that one? The beginning plot. Soseki. Soseki Natsume-san? What an unusual name. Call me Soseki, please. I'm a poet, you see, a writer of haiku. It's something of a nom de plume.
Nom de plume? You mean an alias? That's right, Naruhodo-san.
No. Don't be so prosaic. I'm much more refined than that. And
haiku? That really reminds me of home. Did I hear you say that you were a visiting student sent over by the government?
Yes, that's right. A year ago, I was told to go and study English. First, I had to suffer that misery, and now this! It's beyond the pale!
Suffer that misery? Did you not want to study here?
No, I mean, I've had an interest in Great Britain for some years, of course.
Oh.
But just because the government tells you to do something doesn't mean that you can do it, no.
What do you mean?
They told me to study English literature. That I could have understood. That's my field. But no, they told me to study the English language. Utterly, unbelievably, unjustably, unreasonable. I wonder if these were haikus in the original Japanese. You know what I mean? 19th century Paris. Vampire and steampunk. Oh, that's fun. Is it good? Do you like it? This guy's based off a real person? I didn't know that. This game is so wild. I love how it's like, it's taking like a little bit of reality. Well, I'm not Sherlock Holmes isn't real, but like, you know what I mean? It's not a guy that existed. A real student from Japan. He went to England to study English. That's so cool. I love that. I haven't played, so up to this point, if you're new here, today is the first day in 2 years that I'm playing new parts of this case. I've been replaying up to case 3, and now we're on case 4. And so now I don't know what happens anymore. But that's wonderful.
I see.
Only the other day I was told to send a report about my first year here. I tendered a blank piece of paper. Wise words on whitewashy! Stop.
You must be a man of great standing.
Oh, yes. So I'm often told. And often like to be told, it seems. It's a little sus in parts. I mean, that's anime for you. I'll have to check into it.
Could you perhaps tell us exactly why you've been arrested, Soseki-san?
I didn't do it! I didn't commit that atrocious murder!
Murder?
Oh, no, it's all right. The woman didn't actually die, did she? But she was stabbed with a knife right before my eyes.
Before your eyes? You mean you saw the attacker?
I didn't see anyone.
What?
If I'd seen the person who did it, do you think I'd be locked up here?
Hello, weirdo boy.
Oh dear, it seems the case is becoming rather complicated.
Why me? Why me? Why did that silly woman have to be stabbed in front of me? It's the curse of London. It's incredibly, inexcusably, irritatingly inconvenient.
So Soseki-san was there at the scene, but he didn't see the attacker.
It's vital that we find out more about the case.
About the case. It was an accursed evening, just after the snow had started to clear with heavy with fog. I'd been to the bookshop to buy some books, and I was on my way back to my accursed lodgings.
Sure, the bookshop wasn't accursed too.
Wait, sure it wasn't too. As I was walking along that accursed pavement, I could make out the sole silhouette of another ahead of me. A woman wearing a green overcoat she was, and just as I went to overtake her,
Bleh.
she suddenly let out a little scream and collapsed into the cold, hard slabs of stone at my feet. Oh,
Like a leaf.
How terrible.
I called out to the woman, but she didn't move. It was like a ghostly, ghoulish, grim graveyard.
An exaggeration there, perhaps.
I was terrified. I had to get away from there. So I ran as fast as my legs would carry me back to my accursed lodgings.
That's not good.
They'll say it was shameful, I know, to run away like that.
Tell me, Soseki-san, was the victim an acquaintance of yours?
Don't be ridiculous. Do you think I know any of these fair-haired English, and a young woman at that? I'm indifferent, shy, timid, unsure. I can't talk to people. Uh-oh.
I see. A young woman unknown to Soseki-san. And at the time it happened, who else did you see nearby? Did anyone pass you?
Regrettably, apart from myself and the woman, I didn't see a soul.
No one? Oh, great.
So the victim was unknown to you, and there was nobody else on the street at the time. That creates something of a conundrum, doesn't it?
What conundrum?
Conundrum. What about a conundrum? Who's a conundrum? What's a conundrum?
What do you mean, Sasato-san? What's the conundrum?
Well, if what Soseki-san just told us is true, there's something I can't explain. He says that he didn't know the victim, and that there was no one else at the scene. Then he apparently fled without having been seen.
I did.
But if that's the case, surely this man has to be the culprit.
Ah! What did you just say?
Nothing! I didn't say anything! Oops, perhaps I thought that a little loudly. Bye, B! What's my favorite anime genre? I don't know. I just like good anime. My top 3 anime are no, not Tokyo Revengers. It's Hunter x Hunter, Erased, and Cowboy Bebop. Those are my top 3. I feel like I gravitate towards shonen stuff, but you know, not by choice. It's just like that's pretty good usually. Yo, I'm not gonna spoil anything certainly, but yo, we watched the Demon Slayer season finale last night. Oh, that was a good one. Wow. No spoilers, no talking about it at all. Erased is oh god. I love it so much. I have all the manga hardcovers, but I haven't read them yet. I really would like to one of these days.
Actually, that's not what was troubling me. What I was thinking was, how did Soseki-san actually come to be arrested?
Yeah, hit me, Icy. Sorry?
He didn't touch the victim, and there was nobody at the scene to see him. So how did the police ever discover that he was there in the first place?
Oh, yes, she's right.
It was him. An accursed great detective. He led the police to me. All the bad luck.
Accursed great detective. Could it be Sholmes? Was it Sholmes? Horror adventure. I like those.
I should never forget that man's name as long as I live. With his hearty laugh and his self-proclaimed greatness. Brash, big-headed busybody, be gone! Ha-ha! May you be cursed until the end of your days, Hairlock Sholmes!
I knew it.
Angels of Death. I haven't heard about that.
What, Mr. Sholmes?
Hairlock Sholmes.
Well, I didn't expect to hear that name from this man's lips, that's for sure.
It was the morning after that nightmare had unfolded on the pavement before me. I was gnawing on a sliver of hard cheese when some men suddenly burst through the door. They started shouting at me, "This is the police, put the weapon down!" Yes, it was a thin sliver, and yes, it was hard, but I wasn't eating a weapon. Disgusting, dietary discrimination devils!
You clearly had a trying morning yesterday.
An anime and a video game. I'll have to look into it. Is it on Crunchyroll or where? And there he was in the middle of all the policemen, grinning like a Cheshire cat. That Hairlock Sholmes.
It's actually just Herlock Sholmes. He's English.
I've since found out that he's a famous name in detention here in London. Crunchyroll, hell yeah.
Yes, the great detective is really very well known.
And his overly sharp mind managed to deduce my whereabouts, apparently. He thinks I'm the knife-wielding madman, me, this weak, stooped kitten of a man.
I wonder what great deduction process led him to the conclusion this time. You mean to say that Mr. Sholmes' deduction was the only reason that the police arrested you? That would be really most unreasonable.
Well, the thing is...
Roma with the hydrate, I will.
Thank you. I was thrown into a panic when they barged their way in.
Of course you were. That's only natural.
I was terrified and trembling, and they kept throwing question after question after me in impossible English. Fiendish foreign film flabbery! You were right when you predicted you'd like this guy. Become a fan of him. Bye, Cozy!
Well, here we are. We are in England. You can't really blame them for questioning you in English.
Good point, but my mind went blank. I knew I had to answer, but I didn't know what to say. So I just kept repeating things like, yes, I do, and I'm fine. The next thing I knew, I was in manacles, and before I knew it, I was thrown in here. Biker guy, hello. Oh, they have an ad.
Hello. Oh dear, I'm afraid that's hardly surprising. I'm fine. He's not fine now.
I hope work is going well, Cozy. This is Naruhodo Esquire!
Oh, you can just call me Naruhodo, and when we're speaking English, a simple mister is more than enough.
Biker guy, hello, you're free.
I'm so glad.
Oh, yes, all right. Yes, well, they've really got me. This country is poisoning my mind. But please, I beg you to defend me in court tomorrow. You can tell them what really happened. You'll do it, won't you?
Ow. Well,
Why? Why is it so hard to say yes to me?
Well, the thing is, I'm just a student like yourself on a study tour.
A student?
I've defended a case in the Old Bailey, only the one, though. But at this moment in time, I really don't know what I'm supposed to believe in. I'm confused about what justice in this country even means. Oh, Naruhodo-san. I'm not even the foreign student who was supposed to be here. I'm sort of a locum lawyer, I suppose.
But what's that armband? That's the mark of a defense lawyer from our great empire.
It's a keepsake from the man who should have been here. He was my best friend. We were just friends.
Mason, hello. First 10, hell yeah. An achievement guide for the Kill la Kill game, yo. My goodness. A keepsake. I've been great. We are just vibing to visual novels. All day, every day, baby. I know exactly what they're saying about me.
Oh, what do you mean?
The lawyers, all the British defense lawyers, they won't defend me.
Goodness, why? Why do you say that?
For the same reason as you noted before when it happened. There was only the victim and myself around, and I ran away from the scene of the crime. I'm not a fool. I know that it looks as though I must be the culprit.
Must be very hard for you, Saseki-san.
My boy's in 2D.
It me, 2D. Boo-boo-boo-boo-boo-boo-bee.
And anyway, I'm a student from overseas. I'm just a foreign nobody to them, someone not to be trusted. I heard them openly laughing about me before, in my earshot, without any compunction at all. Any trial for this man would be a waste of time, they said, and, of course, the foreigner did it. They even had the gall to say the man doesn't understand half of what's being said anyway.
That's awful.
They're wrong! I've studied more English than the half of the policemen out there on the streets.
A year and 5 months? Hell yeah, let's go. Oh my goodness.
I traveled halfway across the country to learn about these people's country and its great history. But no one here wants to listen to a man with a strange accent. They all hate me. So, at the very least, I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who can listen to me in my native tongue. You could do it, couldn't you? When I look into your eyes, I can see it. I can see what you've been through.
Saseki-san, it's just that... Give me a little time, please. 2 years! Mason, oh my god. Oh my god. I'll do what I can for the time being.
What do you mean?
We shall investigate the case as thoroughly as possible. If we can find some clues, it will give us a much better chance, I'm sure.
Oh, yes, thank you. I'll be here, all alone, waiting for you. Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
We should be going then, Mr. Artist. We have a case to prepare for!
Okay, bye. Oh, boop, 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 boop. Yeah, let's see cozies. Oh. Whoa! Well, the biker guy. Hey, thank you so much. Oh my goodness. All right, now we're at Briar Road where the crime took place. That's the snowman. So this is where it happened, Briar Road.
Ah, look, Mr. Naruhodo!
Also, just as a reminder, everybody. Oh, oops. If you're having a good, I meant to just hit this one. If you're having a good time here, join the Discord. Where do I put the anime rec? We have an anime area in the Discord. I think we should. Am I wrong? Am I crazy?
Oh, look, Mr. Naruhodo! Look at that regulation metal helmet. It's unmistakable. The men of Scotland Yard are here. They're investigating as we speak.
That is their job, you know.
Mr. Naruhodo, to see one with my own eyes. They're often depicted as in the adventures of Sherlock Holmes, but I never dreamt I'd come this close.
Oh my god, I've never been to the Discord. Oh my god. Oh my god. Star, hello.
To a real Bobby's helmet.
What? The helmet? Excuse me.
Hee, of course. I have to try one day.
Well, I hope your Hattie dreams come true. There he is. You got more chips. What's the Japanese delegation doing here?
Oh, Inspector Gregson.
This is very similar to Gumshoe's theme, kind of. It has that same vibe. This isn't on the tourist trail, as I'm fairly sure you're well aware.
Yes, of course. We're here to investigate.
You've been to the holding cells, then? What do you make of the criminal?
It's not a criminal, as you put it, Inspector. He's a suspect.
See about that. You Japanese like to stick together, I suppose. Well, do what you will, it doesn't bother me. Bloke's in court tomorrow, whatever happens, and the verdict's a foregone conclusion. Ah, the stone-cold air of rejection.
Take heart! London at this time of year is full of stone-cold air.
That makes it worse somehow. Can I talk to you?
Tell me about Scotland Yard, Inspector. Ever since I read about it in the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, I've been fascinated by this place.
The Yard is the most sophisticated police and organization you'll find anywhere in the world, ma'am.
Oh, and you know, I've always dreamt of wearing a real Bobby's helmet.
Man, there's a lot of, like, racism, and not, like, racism, but, like, a lot of just sort of, like, prejudice in this game.
It does make them look the part, seeing that policeman there with his helmet on. You certainly get the sense that this is a man who will take no nonsense in his duty of protecting the city. Oh yes, doesn't he look so wonderful?
Being a London Bobby is hard going, I can tell you.
Oh really?
First thing in the morning, you know what he does? Goes round and rouses all the laborers on the beat so they can get off to work.
What? He wakes people up?
Yep, raps on their windows with a log pole. Did it myself going a bit back.
I had no idea.
The Bobby works with the people of the town. It's just another one of his duties. After that, he starts tirelessly patrolling the streets all day long. He has to cover 20 miles a day. That's the regulation distance.
I can't really imagine how far that is, but it sounds a long way. Let me see. 20 miles? It's approximately the distance from Tokyo to Yokohama.
On foot? That's definitely taking things a step too far.
When it gets dark, of course, he has the important job of lighting all the gas street lamps.
Oh my. And I suppose in between all
those duties, Bobbies are expected to investigate cases as well?
Chase after criminals trying to evade the law.
I'm not sure you could call it in between, actually. More alongside, but yes. They're expected to handle those jobs as well. We do have men keeling over from time to time, I admit.
Gotta get back to the grind. Thank you so much for dropping in, Cozy. I love you. Boop, 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 boop.
I'd always dreamt of wearing one of those helmets, as I said. But it's with a heavy heart that I shall have to relinquish that dream to you, Mr. Naruto.
Your heavy heart may be my heavy head if you do.
It happened around 5 in the evening 2 days ago. Just there on that open bit of pavement. The victim, a young woman, was stabbed with a blade from behind.
Is that right? Is it right? What? Is it right that the lady is still unconscious now? You mentioned that she's being treated in the hospital.
I never said she was a lady. Truth is, unless she comes around pretty smartish, we won't be able to find out much about her at all.
Suppose that means I haven't been able to take a statement from her, of course.
Here's a map of the local area I happen to have on me. You can take it if you want.
Really? Are you sure?
It's the odd policy to give lawyers defendants here we go. Are you ready? Here we go. Are you ready? Here we go. It's the odd policy to give lawyers defendant suspects the odd bit of information to go on.
I haven't actually accepted the job yet, but still.
Thank you, Inspector. We gratefully accept.
Local map, ooh.
Anyway, as far as we know, there was no one else on the scene other than the victim and your fellow countrymen. So who did it, do you think? Not much of a head-scratcher, is it?
Well, I know Mr. Natsume is also claiming not to have seen anyone else around, but
just because he didn't see anyone, it doesn't mean we can be sure that nobody else was present.
Sorry to have to tell you, but we most certainly can be sure.
How?
Because, ma'am, the precise moment of the stabbing didn't go unnoticed.
It what?
We have 2 very reliable witnesses, no less.
Ah!
It was a typical foggy London day, and your client obviously didn't see them.
There are witnesses now? Witnesses. Who are these witnesses, Inspector?
A fellow and his wife. And the man's one of the most reliable and respected citizens in all of London. He's a copper from Scotland Yard.
Ah! A policeman? That might change things.
And this policeman just happened to be there at the exact moment the woman was attacked?
Nothing peculiar about that, ma'am. Part and parcel of being a Bobby. Oh my god. Catching them bang in the act and all that.
Do you think it might be possible for us to ask that policeman a few questions?
My guest, you can ask him what you like in court tomorrow.
Oh.
I've no doubt he'll be summoned as a witness. Well, that'll give you something to look forward to.
That's that, then. He's got no intention of letting us meet the man beforehand, it seems.
Policeman witnessed the incident. As your judicial assistant, I must warn you that this can make our job very difficult indeed.
Yes, as a non-judicial assistant, you could have warned me of that, too. Oh, yes, one more thing, Inspector.
What?
The person who led you to the suspect. I hear that was Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
What are you bringing him up for?
Is it something I said? The color is drained from his cheeks.
That twitchy Japanese bloke goes on trial tomorrow, and are you going to defend him or not?
Well,
He's got french fries.
they're like JoJo potato style.
I don't know if that's just how it worked back then. Makes no difference to me, but I will just say this. Yeah, do you not have a bread pocket? No London lawyer worth his salt would touch that case with a barge pole.
Because the prosecution is being handled by the Reaper of the Bailey, you mean?
There's no way to save the man now. It's a waste of time trying. Tip, 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 my lady. This is all a bit strange, though.
Sorry?
The Reaper. He hasn't appeared in court once for a good few years now.
Yes, we did hear something to that effect.
The only people he usually bothers with are the real scum, the master criminals, the violent ones.
Master criminals? The violent ones?
That's right. He handpicks his victims, only deals with those guaranteed to go to the gallows for their sins.
But Mr. Natsume wouldn't hang for what he's accused of, surely.
That's just my point, sunshine. Yes, the young woman was stabbed, but it didn't kill her. Couldn't even say that the intent was there. So this isn't the sort of case I'd be expecting the Reaper to want to sink his teeth into, for want of a better phrase.
Well, it's not because he's a vampire, you see. So, well, it's not exactly a minor infraction, is it?
No, there's got to be more to it. For some reason he's taken an interest.
Really? What sort of reason, Inspector?
You think I can tell what's going on inside the head of that Lord of Darkness? You'll have to ask him yourself at tomorrow's trial.
Are we really going to have to face the Reaper again? This Lord of Darkness, as he puts it? Mr. Sholmes.
Who did you hear that name from?
Oh, well, it was Mr. Natsume who mentioned it. He said that Mr. Sholmes was with the police when they entered his lodgings. I'm sure it was the result of one of Mr. Sholmes' inspirational great deductions!
Fiddle faddle.
Ah!
That man's an amateur, and I'm getting sick and tired of him showing his mug everywhere.
Oh.
I don't know where he gets his information from, but he turns up at the scene of the crime, wanders around spouting incomprehensible rubbish, and before you know it, he claims to have solved the case.
Not his french fries, no! Yes, he's quite astounding, isn't he? He is a great help to Scotland Yard, though, isn't he?
Gibble gabble.
Ah!
Ever seen this before?
Oh, yes, that's Rant's Magazine. A wonderful publication in which the adventures of Herlock Sholmes appears.
Yes, well, that wonderful publication, as you put it, sees fit to include several of the Yard's detectives in its stories. And the so-called great detective makes a mockery of all of us. If you ask anyone at the Yard, it's a misadventure to be included in any Herlock Sholmes tale at all.
Well, I suppose there is an element of that.
We work our socks off, every one of us, only to be frumped by the public thanks to that obnoxious detective. That man's as dangerous to us at Scotland Yard as he is to all our criminals.
That can't really be true, can it, Inspector?
Excuse me.
Clearly, the great detective and the police have a complex relationship. Well, I don't think we're going to get any more useful information out of the detective. Mr. Naruhodo, can I make a suggestion? Oh, yes, what is it? Well, it seems to me that we must speak with him about this. By him, do you mean Mr. Sholmes? Yes, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, exactly. Look at those shining eyes. I can't wait, can you? You can't wait, can you? Well, Mr. Natsume did blame Mr. Sholmes for all this, didn't he? Yes, he did. He really did. Which makes him an involved party in the case. Are you just going to ignore that? I hope not. You better go over there! Are you sure it's not simply my selfish desire to meet with Mr. Sholmes again? The trouble is, we have no idea of the man's address. It's Baker Street! How do you know that? It's in the stories, of course. 221B Baker Street, the most famous address in the world. Oh, I see. Well, there's nothing to stop us from going, I suppose. We better try to find our way there before Sasada-san gets any more excited and unpredictable.
Imagine having a bread pocket star. Star, what are you even doing with your life?
Hurrah! Summon a carriage! So we're to have a reunion already. With the great detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Okay, but like, can I not examine the... I need to examine all this. Star, get it together! Jeez, bread's falling out everywhere.
Oh, that's a Scotland Yard carriage. They use vehicles like that to rush in crime scenes and cart away criminals. You're very well informed, aren't you? It's been a long dream of mine to ride one of those through the streets of London.
Well, just pick up a stone and throw it through one of the windows then.
But that would mean being arrested in order to ride it.
Wouldn't it? My father was killed by bread, so I'll never bread again. Tragic.
Still, if it's the only way, help me find a good stone.
No, I wasn't serious. We've checked that. Let's look at the snowman.
Hee, what a delightful snowman.
Didn't realize the English had a tradition of making snowmen as well. It looks a little creepy, though.
Oh, it has a scarf. Look.
You'd need one if you were out here this freezing cold all the time. I wish I had one.
I'm afraid our budget is somewhat frozen at the moment, too. We certainly can't afford a scarf.
Surely the snowman here wouldn't miss his.
But the person who made the snowman certainly would.
Yes, I know, you're right. Anyway, even if I borrowed it, it wouldn't do much to warm my neck, would it? It's covered in snow.
That's one of the officers from Scotland Yard. The police are making sure the crime scene is undisturbed.
I have a feeling that if we were to wander too close, we'd be clapped in irons.
I think perhaps you're being a little overcautious. We've done nothing wrong, so we have no cause for concern.
Oh no, I'm not getting caught out again. Twice is enough. Twice I found myself in handcuffs, despite not knowing a thing about what was going on.
Yes, you've had some dreadful experiences. I'm sure it's that wide-eyed look of panic you're so prone to. It does you no favors at all.
The crime scene. This patch of pavement must be where the incident occurred.
Yes, it's very wide open space, isn't it?
That's true. I can't see anywhere an attacker could have been hiding. Oi, what are you foreigners doing here?
Ah! Oh, we were, just investigating the scene, officer.
Conspiring with that mustache fella from Japan, are you?
Inspiring?
Come here to destroy evidence, have you? Get out of here before I give you an Iden. Come on. An Iden? What does that mean? What letters is... A hiding? He's gonna kill him? He's gonna...
You shoot us away like rats.
Yes, we should give him a wide berth, I think.
A disappointing experience.
Investigated it seriously, but I can't find anything out of place. Oh, Just hate us. Beat up! It's interesting. What about this bike? Hatsune Baiku.
A British bicycle, look. Although, the wheel is so misshapen, I'm sure it couldn't possibly be ridden anymore.
Someone must have been doing some breakneck cycling.
It seems bicycles have become extremely popular in London lately. There's even a movement to change women's dress to allow them to ride as well.
I don't know what he's gonna do, but he's gonna do something. The bicycle fad won't last. I don't see why anyone would want to ride something like that.
Goodness, do you dislike bicycles?
Yo, oh, wait, also, speaking of Hatsune Baiku, check this out. I just got a new figure. I don't have a picture of it, but I have a picture of the... It just arrived. Oh my god, it's so cute. Yeah, look at this. I am the proud owner of this Hatsune Miku figure, and she's a vampire. She's a vampire one, everyone. Boo, 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 boo. Do you like it? I love it. I didn't ever think I would be a Miku figure collector, but here we are. Here I am. Neck deep in Mikus. I have a whole little bookshelf of them now. I have like over 10, at least 10. Maybe 10 or 12. Something like that. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Do you just like bicycles?
Joker Cozy that instead of getting you flowers on your grave, everyone puts anime figures. Do it! But why am I dying? I'm never gonna die. Immortal. Yeah. Yeah.
No, not at all. I mean, it's not like I dislike them exactly. It's just that any occupation that involves taking both your feet off firm ground seems reckless. If you'd ever tried walking on stilts and fallen into a river, I know you'd agree with me.
Because you had bread.
We'll have to hire a bicycle sometime. You can sit behind me while I ride you around.
This seems important. We just got a joke answer, but like, why is this bike like this? That's crazy.
That's a rather typical old brick building, isn't it? I'm sure it has a long and interesting history. Well, time certainly seems to have taken its toll on the place. It's crooked and sagging all over. In fact, it looks decidedly worse shape than the other houses around here. We must find some cheap lodgings ourselves as soon as possible. Yes, you're right. Cheap, but ideally with reasonably level floors.
Okay, I guess I'm just done with this.
A new location has been added.
Let's go to Sholmes' sweet baby. You look so out of place. Oh!
Thank you very much. It's just up there overlooking the street. Good day. Thanks again.
Wow!
This is it. The residence of Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
You're just gonna walk in. Hello! That definitely needed a whole anime cutscene. Surely. This looks like every version of his home, of his homes. Voice acting that we will not adhere to.
So this is where the great detective makes his living. It feels surreal to be here somehow.
God.
Is it as described in the stories, Mrs. Sato? Sato-san? Many famous cases have been solved here in this very room.
Yeah, his house always is a disaster.
Oh, I suppose they must have been, yes. I've never read the story, so it's hard to get quite as excited about it as she seems, but... The detective chases the villain relentlessly as he disappears into the fog down an unlit London street. Oh, the thrill of it, the romanticism! Can't you feel your heart thumping in your chest? Can't you, Mr. Naruhodo? Can't you? Oh, I suppose I can, yes. So if you don't mind, just leave me alone for now. I'll just stand here and soak in the atmosphere for a while longer. Please don't mind me! Don't bother me! Ah, she's obsessed.
She's the first true crime fan.
Well, looks our detective friend isn't home at present. Excuse me, is anyone home?
Oh, do we have a visitor? Oh, it's her. God, what is her voice?
Hello? Hello?
No.
Hello? It is a big new case.
Her and Sasato can't just be the same.
Is this a big new case for Mr. Sholmes?
I don't. She's gonna be a prominent character. I need to pick something sustainable. God, I don't know.
Hello?
We'll find it.
Hello, Mr. Sholmes. Wait, aren't you... Oh, how rude of me. I'll go and make some tea at once.
Cockney? Oh, God, no.
Sure, it's the same girl. Sato, do you see the girl who was just here? Oh, yes. Isn't it truly extraordinary? To think that the King of Bohemia came to this very room to ask Mr. Sholmes to take on the case.
The King of Bua, huh?
The King William Gottfried Sixpence von Obstain, of course. Idiot, stupid, baka. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Forget the adventures of Herlock Sholmes for a moment and look over there. Ooh, the tea's brewed. And I have a freshly baked cake as well. Ah, it's you.
I knew it. Tasato-san recognized her too. What is on my computer monitor? It's some yucky. Okay, I got it. It's fine. I'm taking that with. What if we just gave her like a real? We're taking that with you as well. Ooh woo.
I was looking forward to the trial run of my experiment smoke grenade launcher. Ooh woo. Oh, good day to you. Well, I'm the inventor, I suppose, of that machine.
I think she'll just be a little more calm and collected, perhaps. It's a girl who turned up at the end of Mr. McGilda's trial in the defendant's antechamber.
I've never met a lawyer from the Far East before, ooh. Poor you, having to get straight to work
When you only just arrived in London. Oh yes, it was challenging.
Well, try this tea. It's my special blend, you know.
You have a snake off! Hell yeah! Oh, thank you. Is tea supposed to look that color?
Oh my, what a fragrant yet mellow flavor. Hooray, it's a winner, ooh. I tried blending different leaves designed to alleviate fatigue, you see.
Makes me think of the inventor girl from My Hero Academia. Yeah, the baby. Baby. That's the vibe.
You must be exhausted after your long voyage here. You have another ticklish trial tomorrow. Ooh.
Oh, and you're to defend a Japanese man. I do wish you lots and lots of luck. She knows a lot.
Did Mr. Sholmes tell you about us by chance? Oh, you know Hurley, do you?
Hurley? Mr. Sholmes to you, surely. Hurley Lock Sholmes.
Mr. Sholmes is the fellow passenger on the boat that brought us to Great Britain, you see. Was he really? Well, I had no idea. I'm afraid Hurley's out on an errand again today, even though he's just returned from overseas.
Wait a minute. We met this girl for the first time ever yesterday after the trial, and only briefly after that. How on earth did she know so much about us? Did she deduce all those things, do you think? Snake.
And perhaps more to the point, why is she here at Mr. Sholmes' suite? Oh, silly me, I haven't introduced myself, have I? Hello, Uwu. I'm a tiny child. It's a great pleasure to meet you both. My name is
Iris Wilson! She's the daughter?
I live here together with Hurley. Ah, Iris, is it? What a lovely name. What?
What's the matter?
No, wait, this can't be. Did you say that your name is Wilson?
What's the matter with Sasato-san? Why is she so flustered all of a sudden? You're an idiot, Naruhodo. Good sling, hello!
Yes, that's right. What are your names?
Oh, I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo, a lawyer from Japan.
Oh, sorry. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant, Susanna Mikitama. It's wonderful to meet you, baby. Lovely, Susie and Runo. Got it.
Oh, God.
Susie?
Runo? There's more to this girl than meets the eye. Super Mario RPG! Oh, yeah. I think it's Geno. G-E-N-O? Geno. Am I wrong? Wait. Yeah, it's Geno like this. Oh, my God! I'm so excited, good sing! That was such a good direct. I can't believe it. I'm so hyped for half of the stuff they announced. Ace Attorney is good. And you're a liar. Hello, J-Dubs. I have so many questions for her, I don't know where to start. It's a made-up word, to be fair.
Yes, and so do I.
Yeah, convoice, baby, convoice. Iris, baby. And it was you we ran into yesterday, wasn't it? At the Old Bailey.
Yes, that's right. You were ever so helpful. Thank you so much. Oh, no, not at all. I'm sorry we couldn't have been more welcoming.
Though at the time, we did have a rather large gun pointed at us.
Like this?
Gulp? Gulp?
Thinking back now, you left with Miss Lestrade in tow, didn't you?
Oh yes, that awkward witness, Gina Lestrade.
Oh, Jeannie?
Yeah, she's a professional pickpocket. So we found out. It was very naughty of her to pinch my invention like that. Uwu, are you referring to the trial-disrupting gun-like contraption?
Exactly, so I followed her, you see, to get it back. Perhaps I should have thought about fitting a self-destruct mechanism in my inventions.
This girl is dangerous.
Oh, anyway, I brought Ginny back here after that, so she could apologize to my trusty technician.
Sorry, your technician?
Hurley, of course, silly. Hurley? Yes, Herlock Sholmes. We live here together.
I had no idea the great detective had such an interesting young daughter.
Daughter? Not likely. What?
I wouldn't call him Hurley if he was my father, would I?
Well, then, what is your relationship with Mr. Sholmes? Well, I expect you found out that lodgings of any kind in London are very expensive. So the solution is to share the cost with a partner, a roommate.
Your roommates? They were roommates. Crawl down your shirt. Oh my goodness.
I hope you don't mind me asking, Iris, but how old are you? 10 at last this year.
Well, what of your mother and father?
Oh no, they're not around.
Oh, I see. They were roommates. I wonder what the story is there. Are you an idiot? I thought you were a detective, an inspector, lawyer, man.
Oh yes, there's something I must ask you. Of course. Go ahead, Susie. I'm a very great fan of the Adventures of Herlock Sholmes, and oh, you have a copy of Rand's magazine. Yes, I read every issue. It's delivered all the way to Japan on a ship. Oh, this is so exciting. My stories are being read on the other side of the world.
Does she write them? My stories.
That's right. Hurley is always solving such amazing cases, you see, and he tells me all about them. They really are quite fascinating. It would be such a shame if I was the only one ever to heard them, don't you think? Goodness! Last night he was telling me all about a new case he had solved on a steamship traveling from a faraway land. So I was just in the middle of typing up the manuscript for the next issue before you came. So you are the author? Yes, I'll let you in on a secret if you'd like. I'm going to call this latest adventure The Speckled Band.
The Speckled Band? That's certainly very familiar.
Of course, I always change one or two details in the stories here and there.
This time, I had the idea of making a venomous snake be the cause of all the trouble. That clears up any inconsistencies with the text.
Oh, that was Mr. Sholmes' first thought as well, actually. Yes, and of course I know that a snake might not be a credible fit for the facts of the case exactly, but it's a story. Some poetic license is justified to make it more thrilling, I think, don't you? So you mean to say, are the stories about Mr. Sholmes that are published in Rand's magazine all written by me? Yes, on my wonderful and very modern typewriter.
I hear Snake.
But all the stories I've ever read are written by a doctor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson.
Naruto-san's getting more and more worked up.
Ah, yes, that's me. I mean, my name really is Wilson. But what about the doctor of medicine part?
That's all true, too. I am a doctor of medicine. No, at 10 years old?
At 10 years old.
Well, that's quite incredible.
But, Dr. Wilson is an English gentleman. Ah, yes.
I did alter the setting slightly for the stories to be more compelling.
Oh. Well, it sounds a little strange, doesn't it? A great detective with 10-year-old girl in tow. I suppose it does, yes.
Poor Susato-san, she looks like her whole world is falling apart. Oh, no. About before.
Yes, what's on your mind, Bruno?
You need my opinion, what do you got? Hit me.
How did you know that I was a lawyer and we just arrived in London, I mean? Yes, oh, and we have a difficult trial tomorrow. How did you know all that? Oh, that's what you mean. Please, tell us how you did it! Explain every detail! Of course, I'd be delighted. Although there's really no mystery. Now, let's begin.
Oh, look at her!
Iris Wilson is proud to present her Logic and Reasoning Spectacular. Whoa!
Ha-ha!
First of all, I already knew that you were a lawyer, Runo. After all, I met you yesterday at the Old Bailey in the defendant's antechamber.
Bothra, hello, how are you? Who's the best Tokyo Revengers character? Mikey! That's the one. No, I don't know. He's pretty good. Draken's cool, too. I love the voice changes. Thank you. I do my best.
Also, but you also said we'd only just arrived in London. How did you know that? I observed a passport and travel ticket protruding from your breast pocket. Oh. So I was reasonably confident that you must have only just arrived in the country. And on top of that, you accepted a case against that particular prosecutor, telling me you were unaware of London's court affairs.
I like them both. They're fun.
The Reaper of the Bailey. I walked right into that one, didn't I? Whoa. Then I noticed a red ink stamp on the back of Susie's hand. You were given that when you visited the local prison to meet with the suspect, weren't you, earlier today? Ah! It only just appeared on my hand, though. They use those stamps to keep a close eye on comings and goings, you see. I didn't realize. And a red stamp is only used for people visiting foreign inmates. So that told me that even though you had only yesterday concluded the trial of Magnus McGilty, the two of you had already had cause to visit a foreign inmate at a local prison. However, neither of you was wearing a particularly sad expression on your face, so I concluded that the prisoner was unlikely to be a friend or a relative. That led me to believe that you must have accepted a new case.
I see.
But how could you have known that the trial is tomorrow? Well, having barely been home a few hours yesterday, Hurley solved yet another case. It obviously amused him. He told me that he'd caught a Japanese man who was bawling and trembling. A Japanese man? Well, clearly that must have been Mr. Natsume! Now, Runo had that fancy Japanese sword. And I think that your outfit is called a kimono, isn't it, Susie? Well, anyway, it was clear to me that you both come from Japan yourselves. So I put two and two together and decided you must be defending the Japanese man Hurley caught.
She's so much better at this than the real Herlock Sholmes.
And there was only one conclusion those facts could lead me to. You both came here to ask Hurley about the case, Uwu. There's a note on the mantelpiece that says the man's trial will be tomorrow. Hurley is always stabbing his notes with a knife, you know. He is silly. And that's all there was to it, really. Thank you for listening. I'm Iris Wilson, and that was one of my great deductions. Well, was it a winner? Was my deductions correct? They were spot on. That was amazing, Iris. Truly a great deduction. You even managed the certain something of a Mr. Sholmes' delivery. Oh, well, I was just copying Hurley's style for that. This is really very good news. You could tell us all about the case involving the Japanese man. You will, won't you, Iris, please?
Yeah, tell me everything!
So yesterday, Mr. Sholmes apprehended a Japanese man, you were saying? Yes. Hurley had just arrived back in London after his sea voyage, but the police were waiting for him at the railway station to take him directly to the crime scene. Ah, the great detective is a popular man, it seems. Apparently, a woman was stabbed on a quiet street somewhere here in town. There were witnesses who had seen a short, shifty-looking, stooped man running away from the scene. Short, shifty-looking, stooped man? Mr. Natsume, beyond any doubt. Soseki-san said that he didn't see anyone else on the street at all. But it seems there were witnesses after all. Hurley used his great deductive powers to determine the man's address. There was a lodging room very nearby. He went directly there with the police, and what did they find? A short, shifty-looking, stooped man, shivering in fear. Mr. Sholmes' great deduction certainly hit the mark that time. Of course it did! He's a great detective! Shut up, Naruto! Still, that means the incident occurred only 2 days ago. Surely tomorrow is too soon for the trial, isn't it? Definitely. We have no time to investigate properly. Hurley says that London is rife with crime. Oh. Scotland Yard is doing its best, but they can't stay on top of it, apparently. Oh dear, I hadn't realized the situation was so dire. That's why they can't afford to spend too much time investigating cases and trying the criminals in court. Staff and money are both short. Crimes are usually pinned on the first suspicious person. That's terrible! I suppose that's the harsh reality of the workings of the world's greatest justice system.
I suppose it is, but in that case, I don't hold out much hope for Saseki-san. We've said all the things. Thank you for answering so many of our questions, Iris. This has been very informative.
Oh, you're most welcome. I had so much fun.
Her voice is sort of evolving. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. Do you happen to know where Mr. Sholmes is at the moment? As you guessed, we'd like to ask him some questions about this case as well.
Oh, well. I expect Hurley is still investigating the scene.
The case involving Mr. Natsume, you mean?
Yes, Mr. Nuts... Oh, May? Hurley said he was going to the man's lodgings. If you leave now, you'll probably catch him there. Iris, do you know where the lodgings are? Well, I imagine the police are still investigating the scene of the crime themselves, aren't they?
Did you happen to come across a detective by the name of Gregson while you were here?
G-Baba, hello! Yes, we know Detective Gregson. Oh, goody. In that case. Give Gregsy this for me, would you? If you do that, I'm sure he'll tell you what you want to know. What is this? A 5-shilling piece and a postcard, it seems.
Iris's postcard! Oh my goodness.
It reads, "Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem." Gosh, this will make the inspector help us, will it?
Well, thank you, Iris. We'll give it a try.
Good luck, then. I'm going to return to writing my manuscript, The Speckled Band. And I'll be making more special blends of tea, so come back again soon. We'd be delighted. Thank you so much, Iris. Well, Mr. Naruto, it's time to get back to the scene of the crime.
Punch that air, baby. So, somewhat dubious that they would exert any influence over the men at Scotland Yard at all, we headed back to the scene with Iris's curious note and one of the world's heaviest silver coins in hand. Oh my god. Yeah, Iris is adorable. To be continued. Oh, we're going. We're keeping on, baby. Ooh-wee. This is a good time for a bathroom break, though. I might grab a handful of almonds as well. We'll save the current progress, baby. I will, what is a Kokoro? Kokoro. Let's not leave you on no music, however.
Looks as though the police are still here, carrying on with their investigation. Perfect! So let's find Inspector Gregson as quickly as possible.
Yes, and let's see if he'll take a break from his chips to look at the silver tip Iris gave us for him. Alright, dope. Alright, I will be right back. If you guys want to answer a question of the day, favorite type of fry. I'll be right back. Gang, hello. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Boo, 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 boo. Ah! Scourge the cat. Thank you for the follow.
Welcome to the meal.
What do we got here? Waffle fries or curly fries? Curly fries are hard to beat. Yeah, he just has fish and chips. He just loves eating them. Wizard, hello. Mozzarella sticks are also hard to beat. Not a French fry, but
But I'll allow it.
let me. I just got more tea. Well, I'll just drink this. This is fine. Okay, all right. Here we go, babies. Let's talk to Gregson. It's a new model. Yeah, this is maybe 6 months old at this point. I want fries now. Sorry. But not that sorry. Wait. Let's present him with a thing. This is the thing that is it. Or, just that. Inspector Gregson, do you have a moment?
I'm sorry to say I don't. I'm a very busy man. He's just standing there. Much too busy to talk to a pair of foreign gadabouts, that's for sure.
We have these for you. A present from Miss Iris Wilson.
What? For me? From a ladyship?
Uh-oh. Her ladyship.
Give it here at once. Come on, hand it over. That's for me.
Ah! Don't wait for me to give it to you, will you? Is this like typical anime bullshit characterization? I very much hope not. What was that coin exactly?
It's a silver crown, obviously, but it's a lot more than that. It's, well, it's an appearance fee. That's what it is.
An appearance fee? Oh, I see. You mean...
That's right. For the adventures of Herlock Sholmes. Her ladyship always offers me a little financial reward for featuring me every time.
You were talking about to have a fried thing.
Yes, of course. I know all about your exploits, Inspector. I read them avidly.
Yo, tomato soup with a grilled cheese? Forget about it.
Of course, I'm using my name without my say. But my say-so does make me the butt of a lot of unpleasant jokes, but still.
I am sorry, Inspector. That must be difficult for you.
Never you mind that. So, what do you want to know then, eh?
Sorry?
Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem, it says. Well, obviously it's not a problem. Go on, far away. What do you want to know?
Well, if you wouldn't mind, Inspector, we'd very much like to know the address of Mr. Natsume's lodgings.
Ah, the little knife-wielding mustache Japanese fella. He lives in a right old hovel. It's just right over there. Look,
It's right there. Oh my god.
on the first floor of that house on the corner where the wreck of a bicycle's propped up. I had a feeling that was gonna come into play.
That is nearby indeed.
If I remember rightly, the landlord is a Mr. John Garadeb?
Bed. Hold on. What is that backwards? B-E-D-I-R-R-A-G. Is that anything? I got a silly joke. Do you know the first French fry was not actually made in France? It was cooked in Greece. I love it.
Right, well, if you see her again, you make sure you give her ladyship my regards, you hear? I mean it. You tell her that Gregson sends his very best wishes.
Don't worry, Inspector. We will.
Well, it was typed as the place. That's the joke.
Goodbye for now, then, and long live her ladyship.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Well, at least he told us what we wanted to know before he left.
Yeah, he just puts them away. I don't know. They're in newspaper to start with.
Yes, so then, shall we go and see what we can find in Mr. Natsume's lodgings? Definitely!
Let's go over there. Let's go inside, baby. Maybe I need to move. I already did all this. Ah! Geo, hello. How are you? When it goes in his pocket, it becomes bread. There's an S instead of a C, Azrael. No, is it G-R-E-A-S-E? It's an A, too. I think. I don't know. I'm not comfy spell boy. Unless you're talking magic spells. Oh!
May I help you?
Oh, yes. Was it the residence of Mr. John Garadeb?
Indeed it would, sir. And who may I ask is calling?
My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Mr. Naruhodo is representing Mr. Soseki Natsume. I believe he takes lodgings here. Oh, she was so happy. We would very much like to ask him some questions about our client.
Oh. One moment, please. I shall convey the message to Mr. Garadeb.
Do you see that, Mrs. Sato? That was a real-life English maid. I know, as I understand it, anyone of standing in English society employs a number of household staff. But that was the first time I've seen one in the flesh. Oh, this day just keeps getting better! Certainly feels like we've really arrived now, doesn't it? We only need to meet a butler, and the experience will be complete. I'm not sure if I'd go that far, but I understand the sentiment.
Thank you for waiting. Mr. Garadeb will see you now. This way.
Oh, his head is the shape of a moon. Wowie, wow. Good day to you. John Garadeb at your service. John Garadeb. Pleased to meet you. This is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. He's a defense lawyer. Do excuse me not getting up. Took a shot to the knee a few years back in the Battle of Maiwan, don't you know? Earned a medal for my pains, but I had to withdraw from service. Handed over the reign to the up-and-comings. So he's a retired soldier. Maybe I should, maybe I should give him more of a lawyer, like a soldier voice. English beans and fish on chicken. Maybe he should be more like, it's a hell of a job getting up and down stairs now, I can tell you. I don't get out much, as you can imagine. Sir, yes, sir. It's quite a climb up the second floor, isn't it? I was panting at the top of the stairs. You really must take more exercise, Mr. Naruhodo. Do you think so? Well, Mr. Garadeb, no doubt you were very courageous to earn yourself a medal. Oh, it was nothing. The medal's just a photo roll, really. I wouldn't like to offend the general, though, so I grudgingly displayed it on the wall. Why don't you fetch it down, Joan? Let these good people see it properly. Dash it all, woman, be careful. I was, like, waiting to see about the tea, so I didn't actually read what he said. Oh. He just said, Joan, fetch that. Dash it all, woman, be careful. Oh, dearie me, I do beg your pardon, sir. You nearly took the skin off me hands. I should be more careful, sir. So anyway, there you have it, living the quiet life now. Yeah, he does look like that weird moon mascot. I looked it up because I was curious, and back in 1680, in Belgium, they couldn't fry fish, so they started frying potatoes. Whoa. That's interesting. I see. Now then, I hear you want to know about the chap in the lodging downstairs, is that right? Yes, we would be very grateful if you could answer some questions for us. I don't really like this voice for him. It's too similar to everything else. I'm gonna give him like the soldier voice from before, even though he's old. Only two, please, naturally. Especially if it helps to keep the peace here in Brightly. Oh, don't do that. Oh. We forged an alliance with the Empire of Japan recently, as I'm sure you're aware. He's like a cliche bad guy, yeah, the mastermind. So this case is very much in the public eye, as it were. What does this spell? I'm like, okay, hold on. I'm spelling this backwards. This isn't anything. That's nothing. Deerage? I don't know. Garadeb. I don't know. Usually they have pun names, but I can't figure it out. Oh, is it? Yuck. Even had some famous detective poking around, you know, in this old house, would you believe? Yes, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Could have been.
Didn't catch the chap's name? Not really my cup of tea, all that detective business.
Oh, but you have a copy of Rant's magazine here, so...
No.
Anyway, the chap's investigating the foreigner's room as we speak.
So he's in Sasaki-san's room.
Toro, salmon, nigiri, yo, that's a callback. Or a throwback, I forgot about the food command.
It's a bally nuisance is what it is. The whole neighborhood's twitching its curtains now. I don't like all this fuss, it's jolly unsettling.
About Mr. Natsume then, Mr. Garadeb. Please do tell us.
Ah, yes, the Japanese chap. He's only been lodging here for a week.
Oh, just 1 week? So he moved in very recently then.
I have 2 lodgers most of the time, one on the ground floor and one just below us. First floor room became available a week ago, you see. There'd been... Dash it all, Joe, do be careful!
Oh my goodness, I'm terribly sorry, sir. You want to know my opinion? I thought he was a shady sort from the moment I set eyes on him. I love her.
Oh, why?
You seem to have a most nervous disposition, always shaking and looking over his shoulder. The man had shady written across his sweat-soaked brow, if you ask me. She did it. I don't know what, but she did it. I said to myself, Joan, that man is trouble. Sooner or later, he's going to do something untoward. And I'm rarely wrong about anything.
We won't be calling this maid as a witness, that's for sure. Was there anything else that struck you as suspicious about the man at all?
Yes, oh yes, indeed there was.
She's dying to tell us.
Shady lodger.
Did you notice anything else about the lodger, Mr. Natsume?
Oh my word, yes, the man was shadier than an orchard.
Could you elaborate?
Yeah, he's stirring his coffee with his pipe. No, that is tea. It's just very brown. Well, take the man's room. Absolutely stuffed full of books it is. More than anyone could ever read. And he never so much as passes the time of day with another living soul. I haven't seen a single visitor call. He just trots off to that old bookshop every single day and comes back at 5 to light the gas fire. And the funny little man is up long past the time anyone else in the house has gone to bed, too.
Oh, I see.
The gentleman on the ground floor goes to bed around 9 each night. But I've never known that Japanese fellow to retire any earlier than 2 in the morning.
Ah. Could you clarify something, I wonder?
What, pray?
Smoked. He likes it smoked?
How do you know so much about Mr. Natsume's routine?
Oh!
I understood that neither of the lodgers live on this floor in the house.
Is that correct? That's right, yes, they're both below us, on the first floor and street level.
He reads a lot, keeps to himself, and stays up past 9, so... Tobacco tea.
Then how is it you know so much about the lives of your lodgers? The precise times that they come back in the evening, for example, even the times they go to bed.
Don't do it. Oh my god. Ah!
Good grief, Joan. Be more careful, woman.
Oh my goodness, sir. I'm terribly sorry, sir. Something doesn't add up here. Oh, shoot. Oh, I can hold down the Z button. I didn't mean to do that, sorry. Oh, it's going so fast now. A bit. A bit. Yeah, the maid's hiding something for sure. Okay.
It seems the incident took place around 5 in the evening. Did you happen to look out the window around that time?
The window?
Yes, we noticed that the window over there looks out over Briar Road. The incident took place on the pavement just on the far side of the street. Was there anyone suspicious loitering nearby?
That looks like the sun. Oh! That's so, you're so, y'all, thank you for pointing that out. That's very good. That's very, very good. They're the sun and the moon. The sun and the moon. What's her name? Do we have her in the people? We don't know her name. John Garadeb. Okay. All right. 5 o'clock is dinner time in the Garadeb household. So I'm afraid I don't remember seeing anything. How about you, Joan?
No, sir. It would have been dusk outside already at that hour.
Ouch. I hydrated. I just did it. It's perfect.
And with the fog as well, I should think we'd have quite impossible to see. I don't know. And with the fog as well, I should think it would have been quite impossible to see the other side of the road.
Oh, I see.
Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary then?
Such as?
Anything at all, even if it seems unrelated.
Well.
Yes? Was there something then?
Well, it's nothing particularly significant, but around that sort of time in there. Ah! For the love of God, Joan, watch what you're doing.
Oh, dearie me, what have I done? I'm awfully sorry, sir.
You'll be more careful, woman.
Of course, sir.
If I may, Mr. Narrow Hollow.
Oh, yes.
I have an exceedingly good memory, and as far as I remember, nothing of any significance took place here at that hour. Nothing at all.
Oh, really? Mr. Garadeb? The way you were talking before, it sounded rather like there might have been.
Oh, well, as I was saying, it was just a trifling matter, really. Nothing of... Ah! Joan, dash it all! What is the matter with you, woman?
Begging your pardon, sir. Nothing happened.
Yes, quite.
Uh-oh.
Nothing happened. We sat down to a quiet, uneventful meal. Joan?
That's right, Mr. Garadeb.
It sounds like something happened here in this room on the evening of the incident, but what?
I wish I knew. Let's go to Natsume's room. Could you tell us which floor Mr. Natsume's room is on?
Why, certainly. Just below us on the first floor.
And Mr. Sholmes is investigating there even as we speak?
Yes, told me that Natsu's name had asked him to look into the matter, so I gave him the key.
The Natsume has engaged Mr. Sholmes' services?
That's a blatant lie. Would it be alright if we had a look around in Mr. Natsume's room, I mean?
Don't see why not. Just down one flight of stairs.
Who knows what we'll find. If we'll find anything that can help us with the case, but we have to try. We need all the clues we can lay our hands on, shall we?
Yes, and while we're there, we can speak with Mr. Sholmes again. Perhaps he'll be able to tell us more.
V, hello, hello. Alright, let's get the hell out of here. Yeah, they really are a sun and a moon situation. I could look around the room, but I'm not gonna. We're gonna move. A new location has been added. Oh my god. He is seriously mixing his tea with his pipe. There's a cat! There's a cat! This is not a drill. What? Just look at this place. And smell it. It's still musty in here. How's the stream going? Excellent. We are hot on the trail. Suppose it's the mountains of old books that are responsible for that.
I don't think I've ever seen so many books in all my life.
No, me either.
Cat!
It's so dark in here, too.
Is that the window over there?
Well, it was the window, I think, yes, once upon a time. But for some reason, it's been closed up with bricks and mortar. So this is where Mr. Natsume lives.
By the way, I haven't spotted Mr. Sholmes anywhere, have you?
No, that's true, but according to what Mr. Garadeb told us, the great detective should be around here somewhere investigating. We're gonna, like, immediately find him. Look at all those books stacked up there. They almost reach the ceiling. They're all works of English literature, and they all smell so musty. This volume of books to hand, you'd never be short of reading material, would you? No, what a dreamy idea. A bad dream, really. Maybe, for me at least. Mind you, I don't imagine the book that's at the bottom of the pile now will ever be read again. Ah, so reading is an experience that comes but once in a lifetime, just as the tea ceremony teaches us. Heck yeah, thank you for the lurk. I certainly didn't expect this conversation to turn down the path of tea ceremony philosophy. I don't have... Oh, I can. Okay. There's a kendo. There's a lot of stuff. Trying to make sure I don't miss... Let's just look at the cat. Meow. Mallow, hello. Ooh, what a stretchy boy. Oh. Oh my, what an adorable little cat. Perhaps he's looking after all the books while his master is away. I don't know about that. He disappeared in that pile of books as quick as a flash. It was a tricolor Mike, wasn't it? Do they even have that sort of cat here in Great Britain? Perhaps Mr. Natsume brought the little creature with him from Japan. That's made me feel homesick now. Already? We've only been in the country for 2 days. Yeah, let's look at this. Looks serious. The desk seems to be wedged into a crevasse between the mountains of books on either side. How are you, Mallow? I'm happy to have you. Suppose Mr. Natsume would sit here and read while stroking his cat. But surrounded on all sides by these towering old tomes, surely he dreamt of books every night as well. Yes, he must have done, mustn't he? Oh, what's this? It's a receipt from a second-hand bookshop. Your books! Oh yes, Mr. Natsume's name is on it, look. And the day to purchase. Ah, 2 days ago at 4:45 p.m. Yeah, he was on a boat for 45 days, Star, so... That's the day of the incident. That's just a short while before he was embroiled in the terrible attack. He must have been on his way back from buying some old books. We got a clue. Hell yeah. Can't look at this bag, huh? That's unfortunate. Could you even call this a window? I think so. It was a window at one time, after all. Although all that remains is a frame around some bricks now. So really, it's just a wall then, isn't it? Oh! Star, a gift sub. To Kiki Nick. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. But why would anyone deliberately brick it up like that? I'm afraid I have no idea. Ah! Perhaps Mr. Natsume painted the brick design on a fit of whimsy. That's alarmingly feasible. Anyway, whatever the reason, the lack of ventilation in here makes the place very oppressive. It does. I imagine being cooped up in a room like this would be extremely trying. This cat? Oh, look! It's a beckoning cat from home! It's a bit big and bulky, isn't it? Surely Mr. Natsume didn't bring that Maneki Neko all the way from Japan with him. I hardly think you're in a position to comment, Mr. Naruhodo. Are you forgetting the enormous Daruma doll that you brought in your luggage? Well, it can be dangerous traveling abroad. I wanted a lucky charm. Well, I imagine Mr. Natsume wanted the same, and this cat is sure to beckon good luck to him. Not doing a very good job so far, is it? You mustn't say such things. I didn't say a word. Why are my eyes such a giveaway? I feel like I'm gonna go back over to this corner and he's gonna be like chilling over there. Yeah, there he is. Stop. Ah! Look, Mr. Naruhodo! Aha, there he is. Where did he even appear from? He seems to be engrossed in the pages of an old book. Hope he won't mind if we disturb him. Hello, Mr. Sholmes! Ah, you two, good day. Oh, I'm so happy. I get to do his voice, and I love it. Now, let me see. Where was it that we met? Oh, Mr.
Mr. Sholmes, we were together on the SS Burya.
Yes, of course, the Burya. And let me see, what happened on that voyage?
It was Kazuma Asugi. He died, tragically. But you were a great help to us.
Ah, yes, but of course, the case of Mr. Asugi. It was the one with the stake, wasn't it?
Oh! Well, you seem to remember something of it, at least. What an honor to be remembered vaguely by the greater Sholmes.
Stop. I love Sholmes, too.
This is Mr.
Oh, no, my dear madam, hold your tongue. I pride myself on my superior powers of recollection. Your names are safely recorded in my brain attic. Maybe they can't say Mind Palace. Ms. Naruhodo. And Mr. Susato.
Try the other way around, Mr. Sholmes.
Ah, ha, 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 I lose the first round. In truth, I had hoped to invite you both onto my Baker Street suite the day we arrived in London. But some Scotland Yarders ambushed me on the railway station and whisked me away to a crime scene. It was an entirely trivial case, of course. I solved the matter in no more than 30 minutes.
So they apprehended Saseki-san in that short an amount of time?
I'm afraid the pursuance of a new case has dulled my recollection of my past involvements a little.
He's such a goob. A little?
It's a mistake to think that one's brain attic has elastic walls and can distend to any extent. I do my best to forget useless facts, lest they should elbow out the useful ones. Yes, those are my own words of inimitable wisdom. Inimitable wisdom. You know, from the adventures entitled A Study in Scarlet.
Please, there's no need to quote yourself.
I don't always remember my pearls of wisdom, but fortunately, my associate pens them beautifully.
Wowie! He means Iris, I suppose. Mr. Sholmes, we have some extremely important questions to ask you about the trivial case you just mentioned.
Goodness, what an earnest expression. My dear madam, I should only be too pleased, and this murky room is an apt place to discuss the murky case. Okay, let me do it then. Tsunatsume's arrest. Thank you so much, V. I'll see you next time.
We know this to be the lodgings of a Japanese foreign student by the name of Soseki Natsume. It seems that you associated in his arrest, Mr. Sholmes. Ow. 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 Or could you? For the stabbing of a young woman outside here on Briar Road.
Ah, Natsume. Yes, I believe it was a name rather long along those lines.
But Mr. Natsume denies it. Was it really justifiable to arrest him on so little?
I'm sorry, Mr. Sato, but I have not the slightest idea what you mean.
What? I can't believe he was looking Susato-san squarely in the eye while feigning ignorance.
I assure you, I am not merely feigning ignorance. It would appear as though the pair of you are under some misapprehension.
Oh, how?
I assure you, I have no recollection of accusing your stooped compatriot of the crime.
But that doesn't make sense.
The good detective of Scotland Yard made the following request of me, and I quote verbatim. We need you to ascertain the identity and whereabouts of a man seen fleeing the crime scene.
Ah, a man seen fleeing.
There was a number of books scattered on the pavement at the scene. From the book plates, I was quickly able to determine the bookshop from which they had been purchased. On speaking with the proprietor, I was immediately led to his address. Elementary, wouldn't you say? I believe there is a receipt lying around here somewhere from the establishment in question.
So don't you think that Mr. Natsume... So you don't think that Mr. Natsume is the culprit, then?
That I could not tell you. But it was aggravating my faculties, hence why I returned here. However, this place is such a trove of fascinating books, I found myself quite lost in its bibliophy. Do not be deceived into believing that I'm a man of leisure. No, no, no.
Oh, dear.
Ah, tell me. Have you encountered the landlord of these lodgings?
Yes, Mr. Garadeb, a retired military man. It was the first time I've ever met a soldier from the great British institution that is the services. And it was the first time I've ever met a maid from the great British institution that is service.
I
didn't think it was that funny.
I do apologize. As you may well be aware, many households in London employ a maid.
Yes, I've read as much in my Great Britain primer.
And so, conversely, whether or not a household employs a maid has come to betoken the social standing of those dwelling therein. Betoken their social standing, sorry. Put simply, my dear fellow, those who employ at least a single maid are considered middle class. Those who do not are beneath that. In the upper echelons of society, of course, households employ enough staff to constitute a large family. Excuse me.
Goodness, how extraordinary.
As you can appreciate, for those on the precarious boundary between the middle and lower classes, being able to afford just one maid is of the first importance.
I had no idea.
And it is for precisely that reason that I find great stimulation in the situation upstairs. Specifically in the retired army veteran, Mr. John Garadeb.
Oh?
Affable as he is, the fellow is hiding something. Whether or not it imposes on the circumstances of this case, I am yet unable to ascertain.
I'm thoroughly lost in what he means to say.
No, they're sussy bakas up there. This room is thoroughly suffocating for my soul. For the soul, my dear fellow. I assure you, any man whose lot is to dwell in a place like this will stab somebody sooner or later.
Mr. Natsume stab no one!
I'm gonna hire a maid to clean my house sometimes. Then I remember I need to do it myself. You just like, sometimes you're like, hey, what if I just hired somebody just to get it real clean once, and then I'll keep it clean? And then you're just like, yeah, that's a lie that I'll tell myself. But sooner or later, as I said.
I don't believe that's the issue here.
About this dark little room, Mr. Sholmes. Why is there no longer a window? Do you have any idea? No window?
Well, I mean, I can clearly see that there is a window, of sorts. But it's been completely blocked with bricks. It's been brick blocked. It's a real brick block situation.
I see. The answer to that question is quite simple. Window tax.
Window tax? What is that?
Surely, not a tax on windows. Precisely that.
Oh my goodness.
Until relatively recently, a tax was levied on households in this country by the number of their windows. Sooner, those of lesser means, having inherited a sizable and costly family home perhaps, rapidly closed windows up. That's crazy. While the rich opened windows here, there, and everywhere. In an effort to curry favor with those in power by furnishing them with large sums of tax money.
How awful and unjust, forcing people to live in rooms devoid of light.
Indeed, the disease was rife as a result. But so some 40 years ago, or thereabouts, the window tax was abolished. But its legacy remains, as you can see, in squalid lodgings such as these, for example.
I suppose Mr. Natsume's stipend for living here in London isn't very generous, perhaps.
It would appear so. I've done a little digging, and discovered that these lodgings were offered at an extraordinarily low price.
Because the room is so awful, I should think.
Apparently, Mr.
Natsume only moved in here about 1 week ago.
Yes, that's correct. However, I don't believe the low rent is explained by the shabby nature of the accommodation. Window tax. I guess that was a real thing. Still, that is of little relevance here. A matter not worthy of further attention.
Are you sure? I'm curious now.
Excuse me. Extra snuffly. Well, I believe I've told you all I can now.
Thank you, Mr. Sholmes.
Ah, yes, Mr. Naruhodo. Was it not your intention to become a practitioner of law?
You remembered that, did you?
Will you perhaps be offering your services in this very matter, I wonder? To the occupant of this room, Mr. Natsume, was it?
I'm not sure.
Not sure? On what grounds?
Well, I actually defended someone in court here only yesterday.
Really? Well, then, I congratulate you, sir, on an ambition realized, and so promptly, too.
The thing is, it's really made me question things. Am I right to believe in my clients? To trust in their innocence?
Yes, trust.
Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Natsume didn't do it, did he?
My dear fellow, I haven't the first idea.
Oh, but I thought that's why you were here. Didn't you come back to investigate?
Ah, yes, that was indeed my initial intention. But there are simply too many fascinating books here. I couldn't possibly ignore them.
Oh, I see.
Nevertheless, there are two facts that I can state quite unequivocally. The man who fled the scene of the crime 2 days ago was the Japanese occupant of this room, and there are witnesses who swear to having seen the man commit the crime. That is all I can say. There's a show I watch called Expedition Unknown, and the gist of the show is given a choice to go on the Titanic submersible that's lost now. He declined the invite because it was not safe. Yeah, that billionaire is probably gonna die, and I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm like not that. I'm broken up about it personally. And one more thing.
Oh, what is it, Mr. Sholmes? Tell us.
I cannot say with any certainty whether or not this is of relevance to the case, but I am quite sure that the retired army man who owns this property is hiding something.
Mr. Garadeb is? Mr. Sholmes said as much before, actually, didn't he?
Sholmes, it's a good name. Anyway, at present, that is really all that plays on my mind in relation to this case.
Mr. Naruhodo! As yet, our investigations have uncovered nothing that could help establish Mr. Natsume's innocence. No, you're right. Perhaps it's time we probed a little deeper into Mr. Garadeb's secret.
Just remember, I cannot be sure whether the landlord's secret will prove to be of relevance or not. Yeah, for me, it's more the billionaire thing, G-Mama, specifically. You know what I mean? I'm not shedding any tears for the lives of billionaires. They make the world worse. I think the world is infinitely better without them. So, if this is nature's way of, like, fixing things, I'm all for it. But I wish you every success, of course, Mr. Naruto. That sub-controlled by a wireless game controller? Oh, that's... Is that... Wait. Is that one, or is that the one from the when they filmed the movie? I don't remember. A busy man indeed. He's gone back to his book in the corner of the room. Okay, let's talk to the Garadebs. Ah, you pair again. Tell me, was the detective chap, I forget his name, still hard at work down there? I bet they're actually married.
Mr. Herlock Sholmes?
I bet they're married, and she's just, like, pretending to be a maid for social standing. Ah, yes, rings a vague bell. All that detective business isn't really my thing, I'm afraid.
Well, Mr. Sholmes is in his element down there.
Jolly good show. Another cup of tea, if you please, Joan. Now then, why don't you tell me what... Ah! The umpteenth time, woman, will you watch what you bally dwell doing?
I should be serving dinner shortly, sir.
Ah, yes, of course. Rightfully rude of me, but I'm afraid I shall have to ask you to take your leave, if you'd be so kind. Guaranteed Hollywood will be made, because they haven't found him, and it's like almost time's up, right? I haven't really been following it too closely. I feel like there's been a lot of funny news, or a lot of interesting news, I should say, lately. There's like the orca thing, and this thing, and it's just like, the sea is coming, it's taking over. Frightfully rude of me, but oh, I read that.
Oh, yes, of course. We are deeply grateful for all your assistance.
Not at all, not at all. Don't get much chance to talk with young foreigners like yourselves. It's been a pleasure. Best of luck and all that. Perhaps you could see yourselves out.
According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Garadeb is hiding something. And since no other avenues of investigation seem open to us at the moment, perhaps we should do some digging.
Yeah, sure. Cozy! Wait, Thursday is the point of no return. What is that? In what way? Alley Cat, hello, how are you? Oh.
Yeah, Thursday? Oh, okay. Yeah, like the max amount of time with the air they have. Okay, thank you. I mean, hello. Cozy's been following it closely, I guess.
It looks like a Medal of Honor, and it's showcased on a very grand banner. Yes, it's displayed with some pride, I would say, although it bothers me that it's not straight.
Not like my good friend, Kazuma, who was definitely so straight. Oh my god.
What, that old thing?
Sorry?
I should be glad to see the back of it, but the general would turn in his grave if I disposed of it. The wall's the best place for it. Keeps the bally thing out of my way.
So it's just been polished to shine by accident, I suppose.
Interesting.
There appears to be an inscription on the medal itself. Look. Let me see. It says, "For distinguished participation."
Sounds like the kind of honors even I could be in line for.
Well, one doesn't like to blow one's own trumpet, but I was given that for my time in the army.
Doing fabulous. I finished working on a cosplay. Yo, a cosplay! That's exciting.
Can't measure an officer by the number of medals to his name, of course. Common knowledge in military circles.
There's a picture of him.
The portrait of Mr. Garadeb is glaring at me. I swear. Have you noticed that all the little frames contain photographic prints of Mr. Garadeb as well?
Yes, and there seems to be a statue of a lion on the mantelpiece as well.
Ah, yes, seemed to come back from the local pawnbroker with that little trinket.
Morbid curiosities.
Seem to come back? What do you mean?
Chap who runs the place is a bally wizard. Went in to sell him something and came out with that thing. Point of fact, now I think about it, I rather often find myself leaving the place with something I don't need.
The lion ornament certainly does seem surplus to the requirements.
Sato-san doesn't pull her punches, or her throws for that matter. Come on. There's two big old mortars. Whatever's going on here. Are those mortar shells? They're enormous.
I hadn't noticed. What are they doing here?
Ah, those old things? Couple little rounds I accidentally fired into the barracks during training, you know. Became a bit of a colorful regiment folklore, that incident.
You mean you deliberately hunted out the spent shells?
Well, I wouldn't say deliberately, exactly. They're only scrap iron after all, usually just thrown away, I believe. But you never know when things might come in useful, do you?
Useful for what exactly? Yo! Wait, what character? Okay, I'm gonna have to Google it. Hold on. Let me see which character this is. I played the third game. Oh, him! Oh, yeah, this character. Yo! Wait. Yo! That's exciting. This character was freaky deaky, baby. That was a fun game. Completely off company though. Seems like a ticket down is $250,000. I only feel sort of bad. Yeah, you get. I don't know. If you're billionaires, you're wealth dragons. That's all it is. That's all there is to it. Not a single billionaire. Like Bill Gates is one of the closest ones because he has spent money on like trying to fix problems with the world. But he's still a billionaire at the end of the day. My favorite character, he's a good one. He's a good one. I liked the maid one in that one.
Yes, well, it's been a minute. I don't remember anybody's name. It's been a while since I played it. Don't hear did manage to knock off one of the bally things into my foot the other day while she was dusting.
Oh no!
Hadn't shed a tear since 1869 before then, you know.
Maybe reconsider throwing them away.
Okay, what do we got?
The uniform looks fairly ancient, doesn't it? It's clearly been well looked after, though.
That old thing? Bah, not much better than rags, really.
Oh.
Well, that's ceremonial garb in my retirement bash, you know. But I'm not one for dwelling on the past, me. Would have gladly thrown it out, but you know how it is. Anyway, it doesn't hurt to have the odd piece of memorabilia lying around, does it?
Oh, I see.
Perhaps we should leave the past in the past. Just a whole cannon. It's a full-size cannon. What's it doing in here?
Oh my, it's real. I thought it might be a replica.
That old thing? Bah, that's little more than a toy.
Sorry?
The army was selling it off when I retired, so I decided to give it a new home. Never know when the enemy might attack next. Jolly useful to have a cannon at the house. The mom ham is like, why would you take your son out of this underwater coffin? Yeah, especially if it's like not known to be the safest thing. That's like wild.
Really? It isn't overkill?
How deep down is the Titanic? Like, I have no sense of how like low it is. You know what I mean?
Hirumi. Have a cosplay of her too. Yo! Oh, Alley Cat, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Mew crew. Hold on. 15k feet, that's a lot.
You think there might be trouble bluing, Mr. Gyarados?
Always is. Take Joan here. Never fails to have a clean apron in reserve. Dries them over the barrel, you see. They dry very well in the cannon there, Joan tells me, which rather proves my point, I feel.
Been reduced to a drying rack. No wonder the huge cannon looks like it's hanging its head in shame.
Just over 12 and a half thousand feet. Okay. That's pretty far. It's pretty far. Pretty far. How many feet are in a mile? Is that... How many miles is that? Somebody do a math. Comfy math boy. It's not what my name is. Look at these books. I notice you have a pile of books here, Mr. Gyarados. Do you enjoy reading them?
Ever experienced a London winter, boy? The nights are long. No better way to pass the time than in front of the fire with a jolly good book.
2.5? Wow! That's crazy.
Oh, there's a copy of Rant's magazine here, I see. No doubt Mr. Gyarados enjoys the adventures of Sherlock Holmes, too.
Great detective has a great many followers, it would seem. That thing. Oh, there's like a candle on the ground.
Look at that enormous screen. It must have been put there deliberately. Surely.
Yes, it certainly seems like someone's trying to hide something from view.
Saying feet seems deeper. I mean, 2.5 miles is pretty deep down, though.
You made a lot of cosplays. I love cosplay. So that's excellent. Hell yeah.
What could it be behind? What could be behind it, I wonder?
I'm gonna have a very quick look. Just a little peek. By a lot, I mean 16. That's a lot. That's a lot. Maybe let's not, Mrs. Sato. I think the maid is gonna head us off with a cup of tea. What about this candle? Oh. Wait a minute. I can't click on the candle. Stop. Alright, I'll click on Sholmes, but...
Oh, look! What a wonderful collection of cakes lined up on that gleaming silver cake stand.
Lined up, it looks like it's more like someone has half demolished them to me. What are we doing? We're trying to... We're taking on this case from... we're gonna take on the case, but like right now, the main character's like, hey, should I take on this case? And so we're just looking for clues. The Sholmes, Detective Sherlock Holmes, the man, the myth, the legend, was like, hey, these two are sussy, and something's going on with them. Afternoon tea is a time of indulgence, you know. It is quite the English way. It is Mr. Gyarados' custom to take 2 cakes with his tea.
That sounds delightful.
Oh, wait a minute, though. There are at least 10 cakes on this cake stand.
Well, naturally, it would never do to waste the leftovers. So whatever Mr. Gyarados doesn't eat, I say to myself, Joan, you shall have to tidy up.
How magnanimous of you. Depth of the tank's wreckage, pressure's 5,000 psi. That's pretty crushable. Let's Kyoko this ship.
Boo, 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 boo.
Alright, we'll talk to Sherlock.
Ah! What's he doing over there? Mr. Sholmes!
Aha! We meet again, my dear fellows. Good gracious, when did you sneak in here?
Boomy Katiate. Hello, welcome. If you are new to, if anybody here is new to stream, Also, I probably pronounced that wrong. Cartier? Cartier. I would love to know a few things about you. Your favorite food, your favorite cute thing, and your pronouns. And again, I did this earlier, but if you are new to stream and you're like, hey, Comfy Catboy, what are your pronouns? Well, there you have it. Herlock Sholmes, sir, at your service. Dick. Whatever were you doing over there by the window? I'm given to watching the evening. I'm given to watching the evening sky as the sun sets, madam. It's sadly, cheerful as the room downstairs undoubtedly is, it lacks an aperture for such observation. How are you, Boomy? So I took the liberty of borrowing a small corner of space by the window up there. Well, keeping an eye on one's windows at dusk is the prudent thing to do in London, I'm gathering. Your thing is, Chibi, Gundam to knock? Yeah, Gundam to knock. One other thing, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, me? I thought perhaps you might be in need of a certain great detective's great mind. Wait, he's not talking about, is he? I didn't expect to be going through that again so soon. Oh no, he's gonna do a deduction thing. Do you mean Mr. Sholmes? There is a mighty secret in this modest room. My eyes see even the most trivially of trifles. I take it you're prepared, Mr. Naruhodo? A very big Danganronpa fan. I blasted through all 3 games, like, I think right before COVID. During COVID would have also been a good time, but it was like right before lockdown. I think so. So it's been a minute. I'm not engrossed in it anymore, but I love them. I love visual novels, and those were 3 very, very good ones. And mystery stuff. There's just enough time for one of my greatly admired great deductions. Let us conclude the matter before dark. Oh, Sholmes. Mr. Garadab, though it would seem you are a military man of considerably distinguished service, your standing as a landlord is most certainly not what one might call first rate. Or handcuffs. Yeah. I'm afraid, sir, that it is all too clear to me. There are 2 conclusions I have been able to draw by careful observation of your living arrangements. I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. I messed up his voice. The first is that even as we speak, you are concealing the presence of a ferocious beast in your care. Star Moon Lover, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Mew crew. How are you? Hello. Hello, hello. A ferocious... And the second is that as a result of the beast's violent rampage, you have lost something very dear to you. Mr. Naruhodo, look! The old man's broken out in a cold sweat. Unbelievably, it seems Mr. Sholmes' conclusions are both spot on. How? How could you possibly? How could I possibly know, you mean to inquire? The answer couldn't be simpler, sir. Call me Star, how are you? I'm doing excellent. How are you doing? For as in the dense jungle of logic and reasoning, I am the king of beasts. And I know only too well that wild beasts are not easily tamed. So, shall we begin? Once again, Herlock Sholmes is proud to present Logic and Reasoning Spectacular! Alright. Never asked me my favorite food. I don't know my favorite food. You got a top 3? Nature of the beast. It certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see that a fearsome beast has been on the rampage of late between these 4 walls. Thus we are faced with the question, what form might this beast take? Oh, he's looking. Ah, for a man with a military breeding, your eyes are uncommonly candid. Ugh. You're good? Hell yeah. Your further glance, Mr. Garadeb, leads us directly to the answer. Pizza bites, lobster, and crab. Yo! Hell yeah. All 3, combine them. The true nature of this beast that has run rampant here is revealed by that lion statue. Yes, though an army man, you appear unimposing at best. A fact that has fueled your admiration for the mighty lion, the king of beasts. What is this piffle, I ask you? In the end, your admiration became so great, in fact,
that you had a living, breathing specimen shipped from India, which you tried to keep in this very house. What? Oh, he's got a slap on his hand. Wait a minute.
He hasn't looked at us with that side. Ah! We're learning things.
Yet living with such a wild beast proved more difficult than you had imagined. The chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence.
Whoa!
Yet as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to? Madam?
Her cheeks are so bouncy.
Me?
The voice you're giving Susato reminds me of Big Speak. Hiya!
I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous, but it is plain to me with one glance in your direction.
It is.
Oh, your dress pocket gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. For protruding from it is a handbill advertising a circus show.
Oh!
Yes, you sought to dispose of this terrifying lion, Mr. Garrett. At Batty's Circus, a traveling show currently sojourning in a nearby park. I have observed the tents. You sold the savage lion, sir, to the circus troupe. I most certainly did not.
The eyes change color. Woo, 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 woo.
I believe I have made my point. The fearsome beast which ran amok in this room was an Indian lion. And a simple visit to the circus now will reveal the lion prancing jubilantly through a ring of fire.
Yeah, I don't know about that, Sholmes. Sholmes is an idiot, is part of it. He's a himbo.
Now, Mr. Garradap, it is plainly clear that you still have deep feelings for this formidable beast. Indeed, in that blithe pose, the distress this loss has caused you is veritably
tangible. Linkin Park fan, hello. Himbo we trust.
Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders. The pain you feel is being revealed by that supporting arm. Amid fits of tears, you let your beloved beast go. The strain of losing someone so dear to you is simply... oh my god.
Let's try it. Here we go.
The strain of losing something so dear to you is clearly visible in your visage. Nonsense, man, I simply... But what, we must now ask ourselves, is the true cause of this pain?
It's a slap in the face. She slapped him. They're married, I'm telling you it.
And we need only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. Yes, this is a pile of bills that can rise to the pain you suffer. Every envelope contains another demand for payment. For cartloads of meat, potatoes, wheat, and tea. Indeed, feeding your beloved has had a devastating impact on the financial circumstances of your household. And so you had no choice but to let it go. Yes, well, Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack.
An unimaginable? Oh my goodness. It's on fire. Hold on. Rubbing my eyeballs.
The aftermath of which can clearly be seen by observing the carpet over there. A very expensive woolen carpet, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, dearie me.
What could have caused such a destructive outburst?
Oh, she's looking at him.
Oh! This time, madam, I'm afraid it is you who has inadvertently revealed the truth to me. Your wandering eye has settled upon the answer very neatly indeed. Yes, to expand the dire state of the carpet, we need only look at the Tower of Cakes. Oh! There is no creature more dangerous on this earth than a beast with an unsatiated appetite. Was it or was it not said by a certain noblewoman, if they have no bread, let them eat cake? I don't know if that's how that went down. I don't know if that's what that meant. Food is at the heart of all tragedy, in fact.
Whatever do you mean?
Having tired of the taste of cake, the beast began to stalk its next prey.
The Detective Himbo kind of thick. He's thick-headed at the very least.
I'm sure I need not spell out the nature of this final act of destruction carried out by the beast. There is only one logical conclusion. Worked into a frenzy by hunger, the lion attacked and ate the carpet. The teeth marks in the carpet are a perfect match with those of a lion I once saw in India. I don't know about that. I don't know about that literally at all. Let me fix it. Let me fix it, Felix. Thus concludes Sherlock Sholmes' great deduction of this beastly puzzle. Oh! No, don't do it. Ah! God. What is the matter with you, Joan? You poured scalding hot tea all over me. Scalding. Scalding. Not scolding. Scalding hot tea. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Garrett. I'm afraid I didn't notice. My deductions can be startlingly sharp. It stands to reason that your cup runneth over. Indeed, my revelations can make people spill tears at times, too. Oh!
Mr. Sholmes, sorry to butt in again, but could I make an observation?
Why, certainly, Mr. Naruhodo. What is it again?
Well, your deductions just now. Do you really think a lion could have fit inside a room of this size?
Cake, my interest has been piqued. Indeed, it's the only explanation for the facts. Terrifying truth all too often lies beyond the realms of common sense.
Wouldn't it be an idea to consider what lies inside the realm of common sense as well? But if an uncaged lion had run amok in this very room, surely Mr. Garrideb and his maid would have been hurt, or worse.
Ah, that's where you are stuck. No doubt the former military man held his own against the beast using that large cannon. Aujin with the raid! Oh, Jen. Hello, thank you, welcome Raiders. Ooh, a hat in time. How was it? Did you have fun? Did you have such a fun time? We're playing an Ace Attorney game and I'm doing all the voices. Tell me how stream was. No doubt the former military man held his own against the beast using that large cannon.
I thought you said that they sold the lion to the circus. What about the food?
It's hot. Oh no.
Meat and potatoes are one thing. But I don't believe that I ever heard of a lion that drinks tea.
I need to open a window. Do it. Do your post-stream care, Aujin. Ah, my dear Miss Sasato, it occurs to me with some regularity that irrespective of race and breeding, whenever anyone lands on the great British soil, they are infused with a highly appropriate taste for afternoon tea.
Oh, what a glorious notion!
Raid message. Ah!
Well then, Mr. Naruhodo, it's your time to shine again. I had a feeling that was coming. A slight massage, that's all Mr. Sholmes' seductions need. You can do it!
Excellent. I've been waiting for my trusty partner in deduction to step forward, Mr. Naruhodo.
I don't even know yet whether or not this is going to help with Mr. Natsume's case. Still, uncovering the truth is always worthwhile, whatever the motivation. At least, that's what I want to believe.
Let us start again. From the beginning of Sherlock Sholmes' Logic and Reasoning Spectacular. Yeah!
Hold it, Mr. Sholmes.
Ow, 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 ow. Certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see. Now, the fearsome beast has been on the rampage of late within these four walls. Thus, we are faced with the question, what form might this beast take? For a man with a military breeding, your eyes are uncommonly candid. Violence. Aye. Your furtive glance, Mr. Garrideb, leads us directly to the answer. True nature of the beast is that it's a lion. Nope. That's crazy.
Really didn't see the lion thing coming. No, but if you observe Mr. Garrideb's reaction, it rather seems as though some beast did indeed run amok here in this room. Yes, something with a very fierce nature. But it couldn't have been a lion transported from India. So what was it then? We must follow Mr. Garrideb's gaze. That will lead us to the true answer.
Mortar shells. Ah!
Violence. I've got something in my hair. It's a Nintendo controller. Oh, it's gone. Bye-bye. Dang, cozy. I want to... Oh, wait. I can, like... There we go. Okay. Photograph frame. If that's not the maid, I don't know what is. What's this photograph? I think I called it.
It appears to be from Mr. Garrideb's wedding. He looks very happy, doesn't he?
He does, but you can't make out his bride.
Oh, how unfortunate. Something must have struck the glass directly over the woman's face.
Your rabbit's falling asleep. A rabbit? That's adorable. I want to see a rabbit. Show me the rabbit. Put the rabbit in the Discord. I want to see a rabbit. Probably not best to delve too deeply there. But I mean, I think it was...
Take that!
Yeah. Boom, baby. You're legally obligated to never get up. It's true. The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by that newlywed bride. Precisely, Mr. Naruhodo. No other explanation could possibly fit. Yes, this frame print pictures your wife, Mr. Garrideb. And while we lament the fact that her face is obscured, we can still make out her mighty arms and note the considerable horsepower they must contain. Indeed, surely any woman of such powerful constitution would be honored to be described as a beast. Honored might be stretching a point. Too late! The fact remains that the beast, which so clearly savaged this room, was your wife, Mr. Garrideb. Ah! He got slapped. He got slappled. The chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence. Whoa! Yet as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to? Madam? Me? I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous, but it is plain to me with one glance in your direction. It is? Your dress pocket gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. No.
The poor, fragile, defenseless woman is beside herself.
Well, I don't know about fragile.
Oh, dear. Anyway, Mr. Sholmes is quite right. There's no sign of Mrs. Garrideb anywhere.
But it seems there may be a clue as to her whereabouts. A clue that this maiden is trying to hide. I wonder where Mr. Garrideb's wife could be. Oh, yeah, hold on. Wedding ring! It's the sun! It's just very clearly the sun. He's wearing a very large ring, look.
Oh, yes, a sunflower design.
What do you mean sunflower? It's just a sun.
Some rather nice embellishments.
And it's on her ring finger of her left hand, which means...
It's surely a wedding ring!
It looks like it's on there for life, too. I can't imagine it would slide off a finger of that size. Wow!
That's something to think, Miss Naruhodo, not to say.
Yeah, come on.
Do you know Mr. Garrideb's wife in the photograph had a ring very much like this one? It was a large sunflower design as well.
Really? You have a great memory for these things. A large sunflower wedding ring. It's quite a coincidence that they have the same ring, isn't it? Piranha Studios! The blonde jokes. Hello, welcome. Alright, let's present this. Take it! Your wedding ring gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. Oh! Indeed it does. That flowery band gleaming on your finger gives you away. For it is identical to the one shown on the hand of Mr. Garrideb's bride in this photographic print. Loving the model, Basil. Thank you so much. How are you? Hello, hello. In other words, you are no ordinary household maid. No. You are Mr. Garrideb's lucky bride. You are Mrs. Garrideb herself. Oh my world! Got her. Got her. Well, jolly fine detecting, sir.
As you rightly surmise, this is the wife, yes, my Joan. Rather let herself go, you might say, wow, but she was bolly. Stop.
Everyone's so mean. Basil, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Mew crew. Debating whether or not to go outside and pick some cherries. Would have to dress like I'm in a fairy tale. Like I'm a fairy tale boy and I don't feel like going through the effort. Listen, I think you should live your best life to the fullest. That sounds delightful. The animal falls asleep in your lap, binds you to a contract. Never move. It would appear you don't live in the most comfortable of circumstances. After all, you are a retired army man, yet you are in the business of renting out rooms. Ugh. I would assume, therefore, that you have insufficient means to employ a maid. Would that be correct?
It's not right, I tell you. I was the second lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment. A man has his pride, don't you know? By golly, it's a sorry thing when a chap can't even afford to have a single maid in his employ.
Yes, here in London, one is rather judged. A household cannot be considered worthy of society if it employs no staff at all. Though in my considered opinion, such concerns about appearances are folly. You mean Mr. Garrideb has his wife work as his maid? Precisely. Am I right, Mr. Garrideb?
Only in company, obviously, but listen here. This must remain a secret. Tip-top secret, please.
Whoa! The raging wife of Mr. Garrideb! You're off for a hike. Yo, stay so warm. Heck yeah. Dude has 2 renters. If he can't afford a maid, maybe he should stop buying things like cannon. True. Very true. Now, Mr. Garrideb. It is plainly clear that you still have some deep feelings for this formidable beast. Yeah, no, for sure. Indeed, in that blithe pose, the distress this loss has caused you is veritably tangible. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders, the pain you feel being revealed by that supporting arm. I don't have any fairy tale boy clothes, so I'm just gonna draw. Hey, that works too. I like it. Mr. Sholmes is quite something. He's still calling Mr. Garrideb's wife a beast. Yes, as a woman, that feels rather uncomfortable. But Mr. Garrideb is standing behind her husband as we speak. In other words, he hasn't lost his beloved at all, has he? Oh, how true. So perhaps that supporting arm that seems to be propping up his head has some other significance then. According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Garrideb's plan is tangible, though. What could that pose of his really signify? Also, the rabbit in the Discord. Hey, yo, hold on. Hold on. Let's. Yo! Love it. So cute. Okay. Okay. Look at it. What's his name? I love it. Oh, what cute. What cute. What a little cute. Oh my goodness. Thank you for sharing. We're gonna look at this slap mark. For sure, it's just a big old slap mark. Kirby! Ah! I love that. Oh my, look at that bright red mark. Gosh, that's quite something. And clearly made by somebody's hand. Yes, Mr. Garrideb has been slapped in the face, it seems. Hard. I've never seen such a clearly defined mark. Whoever could have done so. She got him in the eye. Whoever could have done such a thing, says Sasato. Well, there's a very limited number of candidates, I'd say.
Money.
Take that!
Ah! Boom. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders. The pain you feel being revealed that by that slap cheek.
It was me. You did it.
And of course, the deliverer of that impressive mark on your cheek that refuses to fade. Was you, Madam Joan Garrideb? Well, yes. You have been desperate to hide the slap mark on your cheek, sir. Ah! Hell blazes!
Did you work that out, man? Nothing escapes the notice of one trained in the art of observation, my dear fellow.
That's why you haven't looked directly at us even once. To keep your other side from view.
Okay, it wasn't me. Come on.
You can't trick me like this.
Oh, well. Now, let us proceed to the next conundrum. Why were you subjected to such a violent slap? In other words, we must ask ourselves what caused Madame Garrideb to fly into a rage. And we need only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. Probably not that. Yes, this is the pile of bills that was given rise to the pain you suffer.
Didn't Mr. Sholmes say that the bills were all for lion fodder? Yes, but now we've established that the lion never existed. Which can only mean that the thing responsible for gobbling up all that food was Mr. Garrideb's wife.
Mr. Naruhodo, she's a person, not a thing.
Yes, well,
She's also a person who gave her husband a mighty slap around the face.
it's one so hard that it left a perfect hand mark, in fact. Yes, why would a woman want to hit her husband with such force, I wonder? I'd love to know the answer to that question.
Oh! There's a kissy on that.
Hydrate.
Got it. I know this is funny and all, but this is like legit domestic violence. It's hard. Yeah, it's leaning that way a little bit.
There's someone must be reading the book at this moment. There's a bookmark here, too. Mr. Garrideb is clearly an avid reader. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think this is a bookmark. Oh, no, so it isn't. It's a note written in a woman's hand. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary.
Oh my god.
Ah, look next to the signature here. Lip marks made with lipstick. Oh, what passionate romantic gesture.
Oh, I hydrated, baby.
Don't get any ideas, Sato-san. Oh dear, I'm sorry. So this bookmark is actually a love note then.
Yeah. Okay, well, it's probably that. Probably it's the love note.
Woo! Yes, it is this love note that has given rise to the pain you suffer.
Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary. Passionate indeed. Oh, she's so ingy. Perhaps the sender of this note, a certain Miss Mary, is on there's a fly in the ointment here. Ha ha! She got him again! But I don't know the Bally woman.
You don't know her?
That note wasn't written to me. I was just in the book. It was just in the book. I don't know how it got there. It was just in there, you say? That's right. That's what happened. Ah! Likely story. Now listen here, Joan, old thing. I explained at the time. I bought the book at the second-hand place, and that note must have already been in there.
So the previous owner of the book was using the note as a bookmark, you mean?
That's right. That's what I've been saying. Ah! A likely story. For heaven's sake, woman, look at the name. It's written to James. My name, in the case you'd forgotten, is John. Ah! A likely story. Are you questioning my name now? Oh my god. And there we have it. Arouse suspicions of the female heart, and you unleash a beast with the most ferocious bite. Ah. God. Now, in a fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack. Unimaginable? Oh yeah, wait a minute. The aftermath of which can be clearly seen by observing the carpet over there. Very expensive woolen carpet, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, tell me your pronouns, if you like. Oh, dearie me. What could have caused such a destructive outburst? Ah. This time, madam, I'm afraid it was you who has inadvertently revealed the truth to me. Your wandering eye has settled upon the answer very neatly indeed. Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only look at the Tower of Cakes. This doesn't make sense at all anymore.
But surely Mr. Garrideb didn't eat the carpet. No, of course not. But there doesn't seem to be any doubt that the state of disarray that this room is in is a result of her wild temper. No, that's true. So this is the last part of Mr. Sholmes' seductions that we need to fix.
They, them, hell yeah, love it.
We only need to follow Mr. Garrideb's glaze.
I did it twice in a row. Garrideb's glaze. Why? There's not even an L.
Your gaze, and that will tell us the real answer. All right, let's see what we can see. Yes!
What could be here? Oh my god, let's turn the tables around. Come on. I can't, I don't have a lot of room here to glaze. Hydrate. It's just that there's a candle missing. Hydrate, thank you.
That looks like a very old candlestick, doesn't it?
The base looks too small. Surely it's very unstable. It looks to me like even the slightest knock would make it topple over.
Oh dear, that would be dangerous.
Wait, take a closer look at this. There's like one candle missing.
Yes, I didn't notice that before.
There's also just like Herlock Sholmes, there's literally a candle on the ground. Like, very obvious, a candle, come on. Can I look at this candle?
The carpet here has been ripped to shreds. Yes, and according to Mr. Sholmes' deduction, the tears match those made by an Indian lion's teeth exactly.
Oh, look here.
What is it?
If you look closely at the edge, you can see his scorch marks.
Oh, yes, so you can.
In that case,
perhaps the carpet wasn't eaten in the normal sense at all.
let's rethink that with this in mind. Well, but I mean, it's this, right?
Take that!
Yeah, okay. I thought it was gonna like do something else. Oh! Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only look at the candlestick. Most illuminating, my dear fellow, and of course, the only possible way out of this logical labyrinth.
Yes, the remnants of a ferocious attack in which the carpet was devoured are clearly visible.
Indeed they are. The scorch marks at the edge clearly give the truth away. Scorch marks? It would appear that this room was the scene of a little marital altercation.
Miss Garrideb's mighty arm muscles left an impression not only on her husband's face, but on the entire room. The force of her strike caused a candle to fall from the holder. And in seconds, the carpet was alight, and the whole corner of the room was in flames.
Yes, But the most ferocious beast in the world is neither a violent lion nor a vengeful woman, but fire.
And in this room, that ferocious beast bared its claws and ran amok.
Eloquently put, my dear fellow. So, as you see, there is but one conclusion here. Yeah! Look at him! After the sparks of metal discord flew, this room was the scene of a fire. Oh, he's standing. Mr. Sholmes, sir, I salute you! Oh, bye-bye. Oh, she caught him. Hell yeah! Carpet scorched by a small fire, baby, ooh. Deduction complete. Hell yeah! It's these dashed long winter nights, you know. She a pro boxer? Maybe. Maybe an amateur boxer. But a boxer nonetheless. It's dashed long winter nights, you know. Nothing to do but read in front of the fire. Luckily, there's a jolly good secondhand bookshop just around the corner. Buy all my old novels there. And in the pages of one particular novel, you discovered some rather illicit material.
For which your wife admonished you harshly, it seems.
Don't know about admonish. Demolish might be rather closer to the mark. And beast is most certainly an apt description. Ah! God. He's deserves all these. Here we go again.
And the carpet, was that destroyed by fire when a candle fell on the floor?
Afraid to say it was. Happened in the blink of an eye, you know. The whole place filled with smoke. Couldn't see a bally thing.
I was caught between the old stick's rage and the raging flames. You painted a torrid picture, sir. One that would have been most entertaining.
That's sympathy for you.
Didn't take long for the fire to spread, of course. The bally furniture started going up as well. We've had to hide the mess behind that screen for the time being.
It's not hidden very well.
Over here, Mr. Garrett.
Well, you have nothing to hide now, if you'll allow me. Oh, jeez. Had all my favorite novels in that case. But as soon as the fire got hold of them, that was it. Whoosh, up in smoke.
Gosh.
Then the wife started hurling things at me.
What a terrible sight it must have been.
There was I, back up against the window under heavy enemy fire. Incendiary books incoming 10 to the dozen. Worst of all is I lost my favorite, book called The Lion's Pride. The Lion's Pride? Ah, yes, your notorious love of big cats coming through again. I assure you the title didn't influence my choice in the slightest.
So the poor man really did lose something dear to him as a result of a ferocious beast's rampage.
Mr. Sholmes' deductions turned out to be correct once again.
It can only be described as a great British wonder.
I tell you, it was total carnage, flames everywhere, and the old stick in full fettle.
Out of interest, what time of day was that?
Not sure if I can remember. It was 2 days ago now. Let's see. Around 5 o'clock, I think.
So at exactly the same time, as a terrifying incident was unfolding outside your window on the street below.
Even more terrifying on the inside, I can assure you. The whole of Blightley could have been flattered outside my window at that moment. And I wouldn't have noticed a dash thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah? Yeah, everyone? Mr. Sholmes?
Yes, Mr. Naruhodo, what can I do for you?
Well, I think we've got to the bottom of Mr. Garrideb's situation now. But what does it have to do with Mr. Natsume's circumstances?
I can't help you there, I'm afraid.
What?
My dear fellow, if you recall, I did say as much from the outset. I warned you that although I knew this retired army man had to be hiding something, I could not be sure whether his secret would prove to be of relevance or not.
I just knew you were going to say that.
Now, Mr. Naruhodo, you mustn't lose heart. Bear in mind that all things fall into one of only two categories, those relevant to the case and those not.
Yeah, they're a real sun and moon pair. That makes no sense to me.
Well, no matter. It is of far greater importance that you make up your mind now.
Sorry?
Visiting hours at the prison will soon be over.
Oh no, is it that time already?
I want to fight the himbo. Do it. I won't stop you. Thank you for the follow, Wee Coyote. Welcome to the Mew crew. How are you?
If we're to accept Mr. Natsume's case, we have official paperwork to attend to.
So that's it. No more time to think.
Perhaps you'd like to betake yourselves to bidding us farewell now. I must prepare supper for Mr. Garrideb.
Oh yes. I'm so sorry.
Thank you both very much for your time.
Saseki-san will be waiting for us, and I'm going to have to give him an answer.
Now listen, look. Can I, yeah. Now this is just an old school comfy Catboy hunch. But what if she, like, in her rage, threw a knife and it went out of the window, and then it stabbed this poor woman in the back? You know what I mean? And then the other guy was like, "Oh shit, dude," and he ran away. Maybe that's a little far-fetched, but I wonder. Typically, like, this doesn't have nothing to do with the case. There's no way. It's an Ace Attorney game. Prison. Let's all go to jail. He got a long beard. It true.
It's time, Mr. Naruhodo. We must hurry back to the prison.
Yes, I know. Let's hail a carrot. Oh.
What's the matter?
It looks like something's going on over there in front of the Garrideb's house. Oh, boy. What is... Oh. I know thee not, old man. Fall to thy prayers. Who you call it, old man, you rum-looking nimby-pimby? Oh, my God. Look at these two. There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy. Who's this Horatio fella, huh? What are you on about?
Excuse me.
Yeah, what the... Who are you now? It's a little similar to last voice, but that's fine. He's like a Popeye. Like.
I'm sorry, it just looked as though there might be some problem here. My associate here, Mr. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, is a lawyer, you see.
Yeah, lawyer. What?
If I can be of any assistance, I'd be happy to help. I'm from Japan, but I've studied English law.
Tisk. No, that's this guy. Tisk. Fine, I'll be on my way for today, but you mark my words. This ain't over yet. Get thee to a nunnery. Do I look like a bloomin' nun to you? You look like an asshole. Which one?
I do hope you're not injured.
Oh, fair Eastern maiden, thou art so gentle. Thank you.
What was that all about?
There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy.
I'm not Horatio either. Forgive the inquiry, sir, but are you a lodger here in the Garadeb residence?
Oh, fair Eastern maiden, thou art so right. Yes, I do dwell in this humble abode.
Garadeb mentioned that he had another lodger, didn't he? This must be the man. Do you happen to know the other lodger who lives on the first floor?
Ah, yes, a gentleman named Natsume. Oh, more worthy a polemist than my battle of words ne'er could there be.
Sorry, battle, did you say?
Who is the stronger, Hamlet or Macbeth? Mr. Natsume and I spared long into the night. The Pepto-Bismol guy.
I see. I don't fully understand, but it seems Mr. Natsume and this gentleman are acquaintances at least.
So, fair maiden, so, good gentlemen. I can tarry here no longer. Fare thee well.
I didn't really understand him, but I think he's returned to his room. It seems he's unaware of what happened to Mr. Natsume, so he can't really help us. Mr. Saki-san and that man as lodgers. The Garadeb house is certainly full of eccentrics. Anyway, I'll go and find a carriage. Yes, I'm sure Mr. Natsume is eagerly awaiting our return. Let's hope we can get to the prison before visiting hours are over. Let's go, baby.
Hello. This is the accused. And apparently this was a real guy. Oh, it's you. You're here. You came. This is sort of a similar voice to the last guy. Locum student from Mr. Naruhodo, Esquire. I can't believe you came back. I'm so touched.
We're so sorry to have kept you waiting, Mr. Natsume.
Oh, no. Think nothing of it. Relax. If I were a cat, I would purr with pleasure at the company of such fine compatriots. Noble, nurturing, never failing nippities!
Oh, now, let's not get carried away. Let's just calm down.
Oh, I quite agree, says someone. There is nothing more reassuring than the familiarity of one's native land. On the other hand... Oh, it's him. It is a thorough friendship transcending international borders that one truly appreciates the fact. Is he okay? Not really. Such is my belief, at least. It's you! The miserable, rotten spy! Hairlock shoes! He poses for that.
Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing here?
I have no intention of doing anything, per se. Save observing, of course.
Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes?
Well, having encountered some curious reading material in that gloomful room, and having unmasked the secret identity of that eccentric pair, I decided I should drop in on my way home to see how our divested friend is faring. Gloomful room? At least your accommodation here offers a window, my dear fellow. In that sense, it is the superior option. Anyway, I must commend you on your taste in books. My day has been a delight and cost me not a penny.
You! How dare you, Hairlock Sholmes! I've had it. I'm through. I'm at the end of my rope. I should never have come to Great Britain. It was a terrible mistake. Haunted by spirits in those accursed lodgings. No doubt my luck will be cursed in tomorrow's trial as well. My whole life is bedamned!
What are you thinking, Mr. Naruhodo? He mentioned that once before, didn't he? That his lodgings were cursed, I mean.
And there is much truth in Mr. Mustache's words.
What?
Gotta go. Thank you so much. Well, yeah, we're gonna be wrapping up once we finish this. I want to finish up this section. I want to be completing sections. Cursed is a wholly appropriate description, I would say. For the man's lodgings, and indeed for tomorrow's trial.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh my goodness.
Mr. Natsume, what did you mean by what you said just now? About the trial tomorrow being cursed?
Oh no, why? Why are you looking so grave? You're making me nervous. I was just getting carried away, that's all. I didn't mean anything by it.
Oh, I see. That's really agitated him.
You don't mean the trial really is cursed somehow?
What? Are you referring to the prosecutor? The Reaper of the Bailey?
The Reaper? Oh no, what do you mean? Please, tell me. Summarize it succinctly in 16 salient words.
No defendant has ever survived a trial in which the Reaper stands for the prosecution. Ever. Is that 16? Or...
Yeah.
It's funny. Balloon, hello!
Oh my goodness, can it really be true? That was 16 words exactly!
Yesterday, Mr. Naruhodo successfully defended someone against the Reaper. But then after the trial was over, the defendant passed away in unusual circumstances. Mr. McGill did.
What? Ah, I'm impressed, Mr. Sato. You have an eye for detail. I've missed you. I've missed you too. I'm here all the time. Baby. How are you?
Actually, the Lord Chief Justice told us. Mr. Sholmes, surely it can't be that, having failed to have the accused convicted, Lord Van Zeeks killed the man himself. Oh no, he couldn't have, surely.
You have some wonderful notions.
Sorry?
Woke up from a nap. Lunchies? Hell yeah, I'm about to get that in a sec. This man isn't a mass murderer, he's a court prosecutor, my dear fellow.
Oh, yes. Why, of course he is.
Ah, of course he is, then. Why are you trying to scare me? It could be said, however, that the real truth about the man is even more terrifying than your hypothesis.
What on earth do you mean by that?
The Reaper. Van Zeeks is a quite exceptional man. However, in London courts of law, exceptional does not equate to winning every case without exception. Oh, that's good.
Suki-san looks like he's gonna cry tears of joy.
How are you? I'm doing good. We're getting near the end of our stream right now. After we agreed to definitely help this guy for sure. As you are no doubt aware, in a British criminal trial, there is both a judge and a jury. The judge officiates based on the letter of the law, whilst the jury offers public opinion and common sense. It is an excellent system whereby the defendant's guilt is considered from several points of view. Heck, yeah, I start stream over 3 hours ago every time I stream, so I got morning streams, baby. However, public opinion in particular is somewhat easily manipulated.
Right.
Criminals and corrupt lawyers, for that matter, can use it to their advantage.
Ow. Pika, how dare. Hello.
By any means at their disposal, contriving evidence, calling imposters and witnesses, and so on. By such underhand means, those who would want to are able to sway the jury. Which means that even in the light of irrefutable evidence, the prosecution can fail.
But it means the wrong verdict can be passed.
And sadly, from time to time, my dear madam, it is simply the reality of the situation.
And that's all right.
However, those indicted by Lord Van Zeeks cannot escape justice. Their fate is sealed.
Oh my!
Though the adjudication may see them leave the courtroom with their freedom, Within months, they all disappear. It is most striking. Disappear? But how? Ah, by all manner of misfortune, sir. Perhaps they are trampled under a passing carriage. Perhaps they fall into the Thames and drown. Perhaps they are suddenly overcome by a raging fever, or perhaps attacked by highwaymen. Oh, no. All examples of the reality of events here in London, I'm afraid, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, I knew it. I'm dead, Dodo, done for, doomed. That's funny every time to me. Tell us about your house. When you said accursed lodgings before, you were assuming about the place? Do you mean to say that you believe the place is cursed? It's been a year now since I came to Great Britain, but I'd only been in London a week before I started to notice strange feelings in myself. That didn't take long then. Everywhere I looked, there were foreign faces staring at me, laughing behind my back. I was sure people were talking about me. I started to become nervous about going outside. They were always staring at me, all the time, from dawn till dusk. So I shut myself away in my room, but even that didn't help. The fear wouldn't go away.
You must have been very lonely having been away from your homeland for such a long time.
I had to move a number of times, most recently to that room on Briar Road a week ago now.
Yes, why did you choose there? It seems a little inconvenient.
The rent is cheap. I have so little money it appealed to me straight away. Of course, I asked why it was so affordable. The landlord just simpered and said, "The room is cursed." Oops. He quickly tried to cover his mistake, but it was too late. So I told him, "If you have something to say, then say it, but if not,
Shark.
don't mention it to me in the first place."
Yes, well said.
But it was true. It was all true.
You mean the room really is cursed then?
Ever since I moved into that windowless hellhole. My sleep has been plagued with nightmares. I'm awake feeling as though I'm being choked to death. In my waking hours, people are stabbed in front of me as I walk down the street. I'm branded a killer. Thrown in prison. Nobody wants to know me. I'm surrounded by scary, sinister spirits. If only there was someone, just one person on my side. And no one find it in his or her heart to believe me. Really, no one at all.
I'm gonna do it. To believe, yes, to believe. That's what my not boyfriend said. Believe. Mr. Sholmes.
Ah, me, Mr. Naruhodo? Pray, what can I do for you?
It's about the case on the SS Burya, if you recall.
The Burya? The Burya. Ah, that case. The one with the snake.
Well, yes. At that time, I was the suspect, but you believed in me and listened to my side of the story. You helped us investigate.
I did I? Interesting.
What I want to know is why? Why did you want to believe in me? Why did you believe in me?
I see, yes, you mean... because you were a grimly dressed, shady Eastern fellow found with the victim in a locked room?
Well, if you like, yes.
I'm a little surprised that the answer requires explanation, my dear fellow. It's quite simple, really. You said, I didn't do it.
But I could have been lying. Surely you must have had your doubts. You must have suspected me a little.
I think perhaps you have misunderstood. I neither recall believing in you, nor in that you were in that which you were telling me.
What?
You see, the only things I believe in are those that I choose to believe in.
What? What do you mean, Mr. Sholmes?
I make up my own mind about what is to be believed and what is not. If I should like to believe in something, I do. The circumstances can hang as far as I'm concerned.
But I could have betrayed your trust.
In that case, I should have made an elementary error of judgment, nothing more. Betrayal of trust is an overused excuse, in my opinion.
Meaning?
Whether or not one should trust another is, in the final analysis, down to oneself. It is a matter of whether or not one can trust oneself.
Yes, he's right. He's right, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Whether or not I can believe in myself.
Defense lawyer is only as good as his faith in his client. It's me, Kazuma. Remember me? I'm dead now. And that comes down to how much faith he has in himself.
You were so right, Kazuma.
Well, my dear fellows, it is time we were leaving, I believe.
Already?
Visiting hours are over. The guard will be here shortly to escort us out. There is a restaurant near here that serves excellent trout. Would you care to join me?
Oh dear, there is never enough time, is there?
He's so nervous.
Mr. Natsume, if you'd like, in the trial tomorrow, I'd be happy to represent you.
Locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire!
As I said, I only experienced the British courtroom for the first time yesterday. And although the man I was representing was found not guilty, I lost sight of something crucial.
Something crucial?
What to believe in, the defendant, justice, or the truth? How to believe, even. But I think I've finally worked it out. I've decided I must believe in myself above all else, to trust my instincts. Mr. Naruhodo, yes! And my instincts are telling me that you, Mr. Natsume, are innocent of this crime. And it's imperative that we prove that in court.
Locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
I will fight for your innocence until the bitter end, with every weapon available to me. So I hope you'll permit me to represent you tomorrow.
As I said when we first met, I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who will listen to me in my native tongue.
Of course, Mr. Natsume.
It would be fair to say, Mr. Naruhodo, that your mind was, in many ways, made up from the outset. You merely needed the events of today to fully realize it.
Yes, I think you're right about that. It's been a roundabout journey, but I got here in the end. Mrs. Sato. Yes? Would you be willing to stand by my side tomorrow and help me in court? No. Absolutely. As I said this morning, you may consider me your personal judicial assistant.
He's accused of attempted murder. Stabbing a lady.
The shocking events of yesterday's trial still weigh heavily on my mind. But it's time to stop looking backwards. Kazuma believed in me, and Mr. Sholmes believes in me now too. So it's time. Time that I learned to believe in myself. Saseki-san is no one, he's all alone, so it's my job to help him, to fight his corner. Tomorrow, in the courtroom, with all the strength I can muster!
Mustard? Ketchup? Mayonnaise? To be continued. Oh, we did it. All right. Hell yeah, babies. So tomorrow at 9 a.m. West Coast American time, we will pick this case right back up. We'll start in the courtroom and we'll just jam it all away, baby. Ooh, woo, 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 woo. All right. Let's put the music on. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, babies. We're going to find someone to raid. But in the meantime, I have a few links that I would like to share with you. We have, of course, at the top, my card. That is my little socials website, one-stop shop to all things Comfy Catboy. If you... Oh, Claire is on. Hell yeah. If you want to find me on Twitter, Instagram, or anything like that, that is the best place to do it. Oh, she's drawing Pren. Hell yeah. We're going to set up the raid while I do this. We also have the link to my Discord. It's a beautiful place full of lovely people, and I would love, love, love to see you there. It's free. It's free to join. Oh shoot. It's free to join it. It's free. It's It's free. Wow, really? I'm just going to give it a sec. There we go. And last but not least is a link to my YouTube channels. I have 5 channels. I'm very much hoping that I'll be able to upload a new video to the editing channel this Friday. I'm going to do everything I can to make that happen. We'll see, though. This one is one that people have been clamoring about, asking about for a while, on a quick start guide to DaVinci Resolve, which is a free editing program that is pretty robust. I love you all to pieces. I hope to see you tomorrow when we start the case in court. Boo, 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 boo. We're going to be real cool to Clara. If you are a subscriber,
You can copy and paste this raid message with my emotes. And if you're not a subscriber, hey, just give it a think. Just think about it. No pressure, but it helps me out, and I'd appreciate it. I love you all. I will see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. West Coast American time, 12 p.m. Eastern. Goodbye. We're gonna say hi to Clara, and it's gonna be the best.